Kick off at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 32. And stick around after the game for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philly. This is all on your home for the first place Bears, Fox 32.
It's got a nice ring to it. It's got a nice ring to it. Your first place Chicago Bears. Mike, you're feeling pretty good going into this game, it feels like.
No, you had some great stats for us earlier.
What I'm worried about is Vic Fangio's defense for the Eagles. He's got history here. That I think is going to be tough. I bet he's going to put some big challenges for Caleb Williams and company. But look, roll the dice. You got a puncher's chance in that game. My father-in-law has already won $10 because his friend did not believe that the game was going to be aired on Fox 32.
What?
He texted me the other night. Is the game going to be on Fox? Because it's, Amazon primary. And I said, oh, yeah, it's going to be on. Why are my friends saying no? I was like, it is. So he won $10.
Good for him.
He sided with me. And of course, I'm getting none of that money, but that's okay. All right. It's going to be a sunny day tomorrow, but we've got snowstorm on the way Saturday. Here's what you've got today. Just kind of a cold and ordinary windy kind of day. Not like yesterday. A couple of flurries are possible and a whole lot of cloud cover. 32 at noon, a couple flurries around. Still breezy and cold at 4 o'clock with a temperature of 31 degrees. These are the current wind gusts. Nowhere near as high as yesterday, but still noticeable. We got a 24-mile-an-hour gust at Midway, even stronger at Waukegan, 26-mile-an-hour gust at Valparaiso. I think the gusts will be in that ballpark throughout the day. So the wind chill, you factor in the temperature and those winds, it feels like it's in the teens across most of Chicagoland. 19 Chicago Heights, 15 Aurora, Woodstock, and DeKalb down there with a 14-degree wind chill. Hats and gloves strongly recommended if you're making that late run out there to the grocery store for something you forgot. Storm system is on the way. This isn't it. This is just some cloud cover and flurries for us today. But there you go. That is going to take some Pacific moisture, grab a little bit of Gulf of Mexico moisture, and that snow is moving in here very late tomorrow night, and it is going to snow all day, varying intensities on Saturday. That's going to be the day where I think 6+ inches of snow will fall all across Chicagoland. Natalie?
Thank you, Mike. Plenty more to come here for you on Good Day Chicago. The infant formula contaminated with botulism may be worse than previously thought. You've got to hear this. And Campbell's takes action on an executive who is recorded making racist comments and mocking customers. Plus, Pope Leo making his first foreign trip since becoming pontiff. Where he's headed. We'll be right back. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week to facilitate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Top officials with the European Union do not think Russia is ready for a deal, though, to end the war. Witkoff is slated to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but a few key areas remain unresolved, and those include territorial disputes, frozen Russian assets, and future security guarantees for Ukrainians. In Hong Kong, a frantic search continues for survivors trapped by a massive fire at an apartment complex. At least 55 people are confirmed dead. Hundreds are still missing. The complex consisted of 8 blocks with nearly 2,000 apartments, housing nearly 5,000 people. 3 men were arrested. They are currently facing charges. Investigators say they work for a construction company that was, quote, grossly negligent in its work on the building. The baby formula contaminated with botulism may be worse than previously thought. Recent tests of ByHeart infant formula show all of the company's products may be contaminated. Officials say at least 37 babies in 15 states who were fed that formula have gotten sick since August. Parents and caregivers should stop feeding the formula to babies immediately. Soup maker Campbell's has fired an executive who was recorded making racist comments and mocking customers. A former employee said he was fired after reporting the remarks by Vice President of Information Technology Martin Bally. Bally allegedly said Campbell's makes, quote, highly processed food for poor people. He also made a racist comment about Indian co-workers.
Pope Leo is beginning his first foreign trip of his pontificate today, starting in Turkey. Then he is heading over to Lebanon. This is over the weekend. Security will be tight as the pontiff is heading to the Middle East just days after an Israeli airstrike struck the Lebanese capital. All right, switching gears. Plenty of football to watch later today. We have a look at how the holiday tradition was started in the first place. Stay with us. Happy Thanksgiving.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw
The suspect who shot 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. has been identified as a 29-year-old Afghan national.
He remains in custody for that ambush attack that left the soldiers from West Virginia in critical condition. 2 National Guard members who were shot. They are hospitalized again this morning. Federal agents now investigating a motive, but they do say that this was a targeted attack.
Multiple Democratic-led states, including Illinois, are suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over a food benefits program. They say the USDA is withholding some immigrants, including refugees and those granted asylum, from receiving SNAP benefits.
The annual Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade steps off a little over an hour from now. There's going to be floats and balloons, marching bands, those huge helium inflatables there, among other attractions. Kicks off at 8 a.m. and the procession, it starts down at Ida B. Wells Drive and then it makes its way north on State Street, ending at Randolph.
And the woman that Gabby spoke to earlier today was telling us that there's many horses with bedazzled shoes.
What?
I mean, who wants to
Many
miss
horses
that?
with bedazzled shoes?
Say less, Mike Kaplan.
Man.
Well, look, you talk about shoes. You've got some fine
Those are
footwear on right now.
Thanks.
Natalie,
We got to get a visual on this.
I know. At some point, we're going to have Natalie walk in front of the green screen a little bit later, too, to see her head floating through our shot here.
Yeah.
All right, we got a winter storm watch on the way. Not today, not tomorrow. This is Saturday. And what I'll tell you about a winter storm watch is it is going to change. There are 3 different things that can happen. One is it completely goes away into a nothing. That's not going to happen. It could become a winter weather advisory. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. Or it might become a winter storm warning. I think that is most likely what will happen. There's a possibility that a different county here or there might get an advisory as opposed to a warning. But I'm quite confident that by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, this is going to be upgraded to a winter storm warning for the majority, if not the entirety, of the Fox 32 viewing area. A couple flurries possible today. There's also some downwind lake effect snow. If you're traveling into Michigan, that's where you'll encounter that. But in general, it's just going to be a gray day here. Not as windy, but still blustery out there, and it's going to be every bit as cold as it was yesterday with wind chills in the teens. Tonight, cloud cover will scatter out a little bit. There you see some of that lake effect snow in Michigan. When does the snow move in here? Our computer model believes some of that snow can get here as early as 10:30 tomorrow night. I think that'd be a couple hours early. I'm still leaning towards midnight and beyond for the arrival, but it is going to snow and snow all day into the night on Sunday. I have no rain in my forecast anywhere in Chicagoland, just to be specific about that. 32 for your Thanksgiving enjoyment. Northwest winds 15 to 30. A blustery day with a couple of flurries flying around with the bigger snowstorm targeted for Saturday. Let's see. There I see a crash icon.
We've
Natalie.
got a
What's
major
going on?
issue impacting traffic. Thank goodness it's light. But if you're heading out of the city, you're going to run into some major issues. The Stevenson southbound is closed between Pulaski and Cicero. So this is because of an accident. We have 2 vehicles involved here. One has hit the wall of the interstate. Another one is off to the right shoulder. So again, the entire interstate closed. Stevenson southbound between Pulaski and Cicero. What I recommend you do is you get onto Blue Island, then you head over to 31st, and you shoot down 31st, and you should be able to enter on Cicero. So that should get you past the closure there on I-55. Another incident I want to mention is Yellow Line service. We have delays at Howard because of some signal problems. So Yellow Line service delay. No other problems on your L lines. No problems on your Metra, although they are running on that holiday schedule. So if you plan to take the Metra downtown to see the Thanksgiving Day Parade or do the turkey trot, check those schedules. Checking your traffic times now on the Kennedy O'Hare to downtown, 25 minutes. On the Eisenhower 390 to downtown, just 23 minutes. Stevenson inbound is looking good, although we could have some delays coming up here because of people looking at the other side of the road where that major accident happened. Right now, though, travel is in the green on the Stevenson, free and clear. And on the Dan Ryan, coming in from 95th, just 16 minutes. Macy's annual Thanksgiving Day Parade steps off this morning in New York City, and crews were busy Wednesday getting their balloons ready. Among some of the new character balloons to fly through the streets of New York City this year are Buzz Lightyear. There's that new Toy Story movie coming out soon, Anthony.
Yeah.
Pac-Man and Sussy from K-pop Demon Hunters. This year's parade will reportedly feature 34 balloons, 28 floats, and 11 marching bands. The parade will begin at 8:30 a.m. is expected to run for about 3.5 hours.
All right, what's turkey without a little football and going in the background or after the dinner, before the dinner? There are going to be 3 NFL games to check out today.
Joe Morgan takes a look at how this holiday tradition began in the first place.
The playing of NFL games on Thanksgiving goes back more than 100 years. But the tradition of the Detroit Lions playing on Thanksgiving started in 1934. More than 30 years later, 1966, the Dallas Cowboys joined them, playing in the late afternoon. Flash forward another 40 years to 2006, and the NFL added a third game, played in primetime. Unlike the other games, the primetime matchup has no set teams.
Thanksgiving and football, go back through our lifetimes and through maybe 4 or 5 generations. So it's very integral part of the day.
Bookies.com senior betting analyst Bill Sparrow says at this point in the season, there's a good sense of who's good and who's not.
We're in week 13 of the NFL season with Thanksgiving. That means the teams that are good are going to be good or getting better. You're seeing the better teams get better at this time of year. Therefore, they're more likely to be the favorites. You're also seeing those better teams are better prepared and they have better planning and better coaching, which gives them an advantage in a short week.
This year's games will include one first-place team and the defending AFC champs. In Los Angeles, Joe Morgan, Fox 32 Chicago.
And here are our games that we have here on Fox 32, the Thanksgiving Day lineup. NFL pregame starts at 10 o'clock this morning, then at noon. Packers are at Ford Field. They face off against the Lions. After that, we're switching gears to college hoops. At 3:30, it's tip-off for Michigan State, North Carolina. And today, our 4 and 5 o'clock newscasts will not air.
I was just looking at my husband's going to be tuned into the Michigan State game. That's
he's going for Sparty, as always.
All right, plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here.
What? Good Day Chicago at 7 starts now.
And right now on Good Day Chicago at 7 o'clock, we are learning new details of what authorities are calling a targeted attack on National Guard members in Washington, D.C.
The annual Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade steps off in just about an hour, and we've got a preview.
And the Bears gearing up for a Black Friday showdown in Philadelphia with the hope of getting some key players on defense back on the field.
If you've got a turkey trot or a parade to head to, let's check that weather outside. It's another kind of gray and gloomy day, but Mike says it won't be as windy as yesterday.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We appreciate you starting your holiday morning with us here on Good Day Chicago.
And we want to send it over to Mike. I was thinking yesterday, Brian and I almost became balloons.
Oh, no.
As soon as we stepped outside, it was like we took flight.
I was en route route back from Mexico City. So 60 miles per hour winds
There
yesterday?
were some winds of 60 miles per hour, yeah.
That is wild.
Did you have like a white knuckle ride coming in?
We did. The landing, but we came in late last night. We didn't land until about 10 p.m.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a little...
Here you are.
Yeah, here
you are. As a
Thank
trooper.
goodness.
He's getting Employee of the Day honors today.
Thank you. Is there a certificate with that?
All right, that comes with no cash prize. By the way.
Don't look forward to that.
We do have another kind of a cloudy, windy, not as windy as yesterday, but still blustery out there. But the big storm, Saturday. Here's the deal today. Cold and blustery. Couple flurries are possible. Sunshine, but cold for Black Friday for your shopping needs, or if you're, in between watching the Bears game, maybe there's a commercial on, you're looking out the window, you'll see sun tomorrow. But a significant snowstorm is going to hit Saturday. I think a widespread 6-inch plus snowstorm for all of Chicagoland is on the way. Gray skies, it's 28 at O'Hare. Northwest winds at 19, so the wind chill, what it feels like, 15 right now. And it's not going to get much better all day long. 28 at O'Hare, Aurora, 28 at LaSalle, Peru, and Waukegan, 32 at Michigan City. Gary is 30, and in Rensselaer it is 27. The winds have actually picked up just a little bit. We've now got some 30-mile-an-hour gusts, including the 33 at O'Hare, a 29-mile-an-hour gust at Waukegan. I think that's about as strong as they're going to be throughout the day. The wind chills, lots of teens, feels like 15 at Aurora, Woodstock, DeKalb, wind chill of 18 at Valparaiso and Gary. And we got a winter storm watch. Not today, not tomorrow. This is for Saturday, and it won't expire until 6 a.m. on Sunday. Snow on the way. We'll talk about the amounts and arrival time in just a little bit, but it sounds like the Stevenson, Natalie, avoid.
Major incident on the Stevenson. I'm going to show you your travel times in just a moment, but this is what we're talking about here, the icon on the map. The Stevenson southbound is closed between Pulaski and Cicero because of an accident between two vehicles there. They're trying to get it cleaned up. So what I suggest you do if you're heading southbound and you're starting in the city is you take Blue Island to 31st, and from 31st you should be able to get on I-55 southbound at Cicero, so that should take you just past the accident there. Another issue on the L trains this morning, the yellow line, we're seeing delays at Howard because of some signal problems. And remember, if you're going to take the Metra downtown for any reason, they're running on the Thanksgiving schedule, so make sure you check the app to see what time you can hop on that train. Let's check those travel times at this hour, and it looks like we're still in the green. Everything is underestimated time, so despite the fact that we have that accident on the outbound Stevenson, it looks like it's not impacting inbound traffic at this time.
Okay.
The annual Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade steps off a little later this morning.
Yeah, and just under an hour here. Gabriela Primus is live downtown right along the parade route with a little preview for us. Happy Thanksgiving, Gabby.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you too. I talked about my turkey friend behind us. That's a big float star of the show. I don't want to speculate, but I think that he had a little bit too much fun last night because it's taken a while for him to get up. But there he is, alive and well, ready for the 91st year of the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it is going to be fun. Hundreds of thousands of spectators are expected to be downtown. Now, we know the parade includes performances from the country's top marching bands, live music, festive floats, acrobats, equestrians, culture performances, celebrity hosts, and larger-than-life helium balloons. This year's Grand Marshal is Maurice Shelton, lovingly known as Chef Blake, who has won competitions on Food Network and Netflix and operates some bakeries. We also heard about those two international bands that are here, one from Bolivia, another from Mexico, plus more. Then, of course, we have talent from Chicago, the Jesse White Tumblers, and people in Chicago music theater scene. I asked a spokesperson about the safety plans in place after the unrest around downtown during holiday celebrations last week.
Have them on site throughout the event. There are measures that go on beyond what you and I ever know about and see to keep everyone safe here. Each road closure will include city salt trucks, and there is a constant presence. When I arrived this morning just after 4 a.m., CPD was already on site, making sure that our volunteers have safe access to everything. So I really encourage people to come out and enjoy the parade, and we're so thankful that we have the great support that we do.
There will be 100 different units or groups that are going to be going down the parade route. Again, it starts here at Ida B. Wells in the State. It'll go down State Street all the way to Randolph. But just a note for you, traffic-wise, some of the cross streets are going to be closed so they can accommodate for the parade route. I have a question for you, too. For when they go underneath the L train, do they pull the turkey down or some of these balloon floats to make sure they can go underneath the L tracks, or how does that work? Do you guys know?
I think it would have to be under rather than over, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that's a head
definitely have to be
scratcher,
under,
Gab.
right? I guess I'll be here on scene to let you
Okay,
guys.
you fill us in, Gabby.
That's developing news right there. Keep us posted, Gabby, when you get the answer to that.
A lot of developing stuff here.
That's right. You're doing a great job. Thanks so much, Gabby. And then this, new overnight, a police officer and another person in the hospital after a driver crashed while trying to escape from a traffic stop. Officers pulled the driver over near the intersection of 57th and State Street just before 8:30. But the woman took off, running over the officer's foot in the process. Shortly after, she rear-ended another driver, and that's when officers were able to make the arrest. Citations and charges are pending. Police say both the officer and the driver of the SUV will be okay.
The suspect who shot 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. has been identified as a 29-year-old Afghan national. He remains in custody for the ambush attack that left the soldiers from West Virginia in critical condition. The shooter was shot and arrested at the scene. Federal agents are now investigating a motive here, but say this was a targeted attack. The detectives say the suspect came to the U.S. in 2021 under a Biden administration program. President Trump is now calling for all Afghan refugees admitted under that program to be reinvestigated. 500 more National Guard troops have been ordered now into the nation's capital.
This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families.
This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down.
Officials do not believe anyone else beyond the gunman was involved in this shooting.
Project Swish, that's a Chicago program dedicated to keeping kids safe and off the streets, teamed up with Chicago Bulls guard Dalen Terry for a special Thanksgiving event. Project Swish hosted its annual holiday open run and Thanksgiving dinner. This is built to give neighborhood youth a safe place to play, gather, and connect. The organization is mourning the recent death of 14-year-old Armani Floyd, a longtime Swish participant. Staff says moments like this are crucial for young people processing grief and searching for stability.
A lot of the times, a lot of these guys only saw each other in the gym, and they all had individual relationships with Armani, but now they can come together, share their memories, kind of heal together, bond together, kind of figure out how they can work through it together. And I know what basketball did for myself. You know, I mentioned that I lost some friends growing up as well, and I just wanted to be in the gym, so it was my form of therapy.
Chicago police released images of a person of interest in the shooting of Armani Floyd. No arrests have been made.
Northwestern could be closer to getting their funding back from the federal government. The Chicago Tribune reports the university is expected to close a deal soon to restore $790 million in research funds. The government froze those funds back in April amid several investigations into anti-Semitism, and this led to a string of budget cuts for the school. No comment yet on this from the university.
Multiple Democratic-led states, including Illinois, are suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over a food benefits program. 21 state attorneys general suing the Trump administration over its new guidance that blocks certain lawfully permanent residents from getting food benefits. They say the USDA is withholding some immigrants, including refugees, and those granted asylum from receiving SNAP benefits.
All right, what is called Chicago's biggest Thanksgiving meal will be distributed today. Volunteers with Levy Restaurants have spent about the last 24 hours at Rate Field preparing 4,000 Thanksgiving meals for distribution, all made from scratch, by the way. And this year they're cranking out. Here are the stats involved. Listen to these numbers. 1,700 pounds of turkey, 680 pounds of cranberry, 400 pounds of sweet potatoes, another 440 pounds of mashed potatoes, 300 pounds of green beans, and 180 pounds of stuffing. I don't know if they weighed the boatload of gravy, but we're told it's a whole boatload. The gravy boat is my favorite part of Thanksgiving
It's so
dinner,
fun,
right?
yes.
All right, this giveaway has been a tradition for 30 years now. All these meals will be delivered via the Salvation Army.
And how beautiful, too, that plate was with the perfect little mashed potato dimple for the gravy.
Just love
a work of art,
Chef's
that
kiss.
plate. All right, the Bears will be in Philadelphia tomorrow for a showdown between two first-place teams.
Indeed, the Bears held their only practice of the week yesterday here before this matchup. Bears being 7-point underdogs going into this one against the defending Super Bowl champs. Eagles, though, they're going to be motivated. They're coming off a disappointing loss to Dallas. Bears, meantime, riding a 4-game win streak. So after the walkthrough later today, we're going to get a better idea about the injury status of both Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon.
The moment we started practicing them, it was with the big picture in mind of how do we acclimate them, make sure that we're putting them in a good spot. So throughout the course of the weeks of practice, we've been able to slowly increase the rep count there. And then, we'll be very mindful of that when we do get them up and going in a game. Just we don't want to throw them into the wolves or put them in a bad spot.
Fox 32 is your home for the Bears on Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon, and then the Bears and Eagles kick off at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 32. Stick around after the game for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philadelphia. This is all on your home for the first place Bears, Fox 32. 7-11 now, and we want to give you a great look at the lakefront there, Mike. It looks calm. It looks beautiful.
Well, the wind blowing offshore, you don't see as much winds as if it were coming out of the east. I think it's important for the Bears to get on Philadelphia early. I think that crowd in Philadelphia, they're already upset about last week's collapse against Dallas. If they'll turn. They will turn on those Eagles if we score on them early. So,
I like where your head's at.
Yes. All right. We have today, and happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Today we just have a cold and blustery day. A couple of flurries showing up on radar here. But the main story is going to be what hits on Saturday, and that is a winter storm, which is already prompting winter storm watches for all of Chicagoland, Cook County, Will County, Lake, McHenry, everybody. Northwest Indiana, you've got it as well. I think a widespread 6+ inch snowstorm is on the way, and it's going to get started late tomorrow night. If you have evening plans, 7, 8 o'clock, you're going to be fine tomorrow night. But, midnight and beyond, that's when the snow is really going to start ramping up. Out there right now, it's just cold. You've got 28 at O'Hare and Aurora and Waukegan, 28 at LaSalle, Peru, 29 at Valparaiso, a few spots right around 30, including Midway and also Gary. The winds are still up there at a pretty good clip, so we have wind chills in many locations in the upper teens. That's what it feels like. If you're making that late grocery run, or even tomorrow, you're going to see wind chills looking like this. And the difference tomorrow is there is going to be more sunshine out there. Today, still a lot of cloud cover, a couple of flurries and a high of 32. Similar temperatures tomorrow, but it will be sunny. And then the snow all day and into the night on Saturday, probably continuing, diminishing as a couple of snow showers Sunday morning. And then bitter cold in the wake of that storm system. A couple of days where highs are only in the 20s. And I fully expect some suburbs. These are the city lows. I fully expect some suburbs where that snowpack is really thick to maybe get to around 0 or a couple degrees below 0 Monday night and again Tuesday night. Natalie and Anthony.
Thank you, Mike. More movement towards peace in Ukraine. We've got details on a meeting in Moscow next week. We'll be right back. .716, the suspect who shot 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C., has been identified as a 29-year-old Afghan national.
He remains in custody for the ambush attack that left the soldiers from West Virginia in critical condition. 2 National Guard members who were shot, obviously still in the hospital as federal agents now investigate the motive here. They do say this was a targeted attack.
Multiple Democratic-led states, including Illinois, are suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over a food benefits program. They say the USDA is withholding some immigrants, including refugees and those granted asylum, from receiving SNAP benefits.
The annual Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade will step off in about 45 minutes. Floats, balloons, marching bands, those huge helium inflatables, among other attractions, kicks off at 8 o'clock this morning. The procession starts down at Ida B. Wells Drive, then it'll make its way north on State. It ends at Randolph.
U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week to facilitate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Top officials with the European Union do not think Russia is ready for a deal to end the war. Witkoff is slated to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but a few key areas remain unresolved, and those include territorial disputes, frozen Russian assets, and future security guarantees for Ukrainians.
In Hong Kong, a frantic search continues this morning for survivors trapped by that massive fire at an apartment complex. At least 55 people are confirmed dead, hundreds of others still missing. This complex consisted of 8 blocks with nearly 2,000 apartment units. It housed nearly 5,000 people. 3 men have been arrested. They are facing charges. Investigators say they work for a construction firm that was, quote, grossly negligent in its work on the building.
The baby formula contaminated with botulism may be worse than previously thought. Recent tests of ByHeart infant formula show all of the company's products may be contaminated. Officials say at least 37 babies in 15 states who were fed the formula have gotten sick since August. Parents and caregivers should stop feeding the formula to babies immediately.
A judge in Georgia is dismissing the historic racketeering case brought against President Trump over efforts to overturn his loss in the state's 2020 election. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis filed charges back in August of 2023. She was eventually removed for, quote, appearance of impropriety over her romantic relationship with the special prosecutor that she hired to lead that case. The judge's order dismisses this case in its entirety. All right, 7:19, we're heading over to Mike Kaplan now for a look at the Thanksgiving Day weather forecast. How are we doing outside today, Sarah?
Take a look at that picture there. Look off like in the upper left. Do you see that?
Yeah, it looks like the heavens are shining down upon us.
Well, I'm not
sure.
Or
down upon the lake?
That looks to me like it might be a little snow shower, actually.
Really?
See how there's some white stuff might be touching the ground, even though there is that bright spot there. That's a little interesting scene. We could see some flurries today. That's why I'm looking at that, saying that might be what we're looking at there. I created a little festive background here for our day planner today. Cold and blustery. Temperatures are going to barely get to freezing today. We'll have some intermittent flurries from time to time. No significant snow today. This is not the snowstorm. We're reserving that for Saturday. Current temperatures upper 20s to around 30. Looks like Joliet, one of the warm spots where it's 31. 30 at Gary, Chicago's lakefront. Woodstock, cloudy and 27. Winds are still up, but nowhere near as strong as yesterday. We're looking at 33-mile-an-hour gust at O'Hare. That's one of the strongest winds now. Midway, a little bit less with a 21-mile-per-hour wind. Winter storm watch in effect for all of Chicago. And this is okay, we're pretty confident something's coming. This will be upgraded, changed to a warning or an advisory or a combination of the two. I think it's going to be a winter storm warning before all is said and done. We have today generally quiet weather compared with what's on the way Saturday. I think it's going to remain mostly cloudy. Tonight will be mostly cloudy, a couple of flurries around. During the day tomorrow, I think we have a much better chance of breaking out into some sunshine for several hours ahead of the storm system. Now, our model is trying to bring a little bit of that snow in here as early as about 10, 11 o'clock. I think it may be more like midnight and beyond, but it will snow all day and pretty much all night long on Saturday with a 6-inch plus accumulation likely. Natalie?
I'll take it from
I'm
here.
sorry,
Mr.
Anthony, you're doing
Kaplan, on the traffic side of things. I'll start with the good news, and that is this accident on the southbound side of the Stevenson that Natalie has been tracking all morning. The accident has now been moved to the left shoulder, so traffic is running southbound. This happened at Pulaski Road about 6:29, so about 15 minutes ago. Again, that scene has been moved off to the left shoulder, so traffic should be moving through that area right now. Your other area expressways, there are your drive times. Everything's in the green. As expected this holiday morning, 25 minutes inbound from the big airport to downtown, 22 on the inbound Ike, 20 on the inbound side of the Stevenson. So everything running smoothly. Dan Ryan, only 17 minutes between 95th and downtown. Only other thing to be aware of here, the yellow line right now experiencing some major delays at Howard. This is due to a signal problem. So right now trains are not operating between Skokie and Howard. So yellow line commuters, you'll be affected there. And before I throw things over to Natalie, just be aware there are several turkey trots going on in and around Chicagoland, including one out in Naperville this morning. So be aware of that on the traffic side. And then obviously State Street is closed for the big Thanksgiving Day parade, which kicks off in less than an hour here. Kicks off in about 45 minutes, Nat.
So when we say there's nothing going on in the traffic department, what we mean is there is something going on. Just a couple things. Plenty more on Good Day Chicago. If you're planning to cook a turkey today, Butterball has some last-minute tips, and you got to hear some of the weirdest questions they have ever been asked about turkeys. And the Thanksgiving Day Parade in Chicago kicks off, as Anthony said, in less than an hour. We are live downtown with a preview for you. And the final season of Stranger Things dropped on Netflix last night, but Jake says viewers ran into some issues. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The Thanksgiving Dinner Scramble is officially on. Butterball Turkey Hotline is buzzing. And we caught up with some of the experts over there to get us some last-minute tips here. Number one, if you aren't already de-thawing that bird, the clock is ticking, but you might not totally be out of luck. You are told, if you're procrastinating on this, keep it in the package and put it in cold water. It does take about 30 minutes per pound to get it thawed, so hopefully at this point you got a smaller bird. Next is getting it in the oven. A lot of people have some questions about putting stuffing inside the turkey, so here's their response.
So when you're preparing the turkey, you don't want to prepare the stuffing too far in advance. It's actually not food safe to stuff your turkey and then put it back in the refrigerator or even make the stuffing the night before. You want to prepare it and then put it in the turkey, get it in the oven. So it's very important to have a meat thermometer with you, and 170 is going to be the magic number.
All right, so when it comes to those leftovers, the turkey experts recommend 3 days max in the fridge. After that, you got to either, eat it right then or put it in the freezer. And FYI, if you got any last-minute questions on this Thanksgiving Day, you can give those friendly folks over at Butterball a call, 1-800-BUTTERBALL.
Easy to
Operators are
remember.
standing by.
All right, what is the least favorite food at Thanksgiving? Well, I do not agree with the number one thing on the list. According to a new survey by Savings.com, 40% of people would ditch the green bean casserole. They must not be Midwesterners, because we love a good casserole here in the Midwest. Mike, your opinion doesn't count.
Hater.
And Anita Blanton's opinion doesn't count either, because she
doesn't like the green bean casserole?
She's obsessed with mac and cheese. I don't know. I don't know what she doesn't like, but she doesn't like her foods touching. We know that.
We know that.
Completely separated. Yes.
Okay. I kind of like the
blend,
cross-pollination a little bit.
Put some cranberry sauce with the stuffing and the
exactly. I don't mind when things spill over.
Okay, some of the other choices that people would kick to the curb: cranberry sauce.
Gotta have that.
And sweet potatoes.
I was saying, Mike, I only need 1 dollop of cranberry sauce. I don't need to go nuts with it. Just like a nice dollop with an oversized spoon. That's it.
One of my wife's specialties for the holidays. She makes two different kinds, like one that's more traditional, and then one that has a little hint of ghost pepper in it.
Oh, okay.
To add a little bit of heat. Oh, that's
I want to give a shout out to my father-in-law. Maggie's dad makes an unbelievable cranberry sauce. It's good. It tastes like the holidays.
Does it have the corrugated ribbing on it from the can that it came out of?
Give him a little credit, Mike.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Natalie's going to enjoy all of the green beans she can possibly
It's so good.
stand.
And like Anthony had said, that canned green beans. It's got to be the canned with the cream of mushroom.
With the Campbell's cream of mushroom.
Yes.
Right. All right, we have a couple of flurries out there, and it is cold, it is windy, but not as windy as yesterday. The big storm Saturday. We're going to time that out for you and talk about how much snow is likely to come down, and then the ensuing Arctic blast when we come right back.
I was really...
You're watching Good Day Chicago. It is now 7:32. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, everybody. All right, the clock is ticking down to the step off of the Chicago Thanksgiving Parade. Gabriella Primus is live right along the parade route. A little preview of all the excitement. Happy Thanksgiving, Gab.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Remember I posed you with that question, what happens when the balloon needs to go past the L train tracks? Well, as we suspected, it's just going to duck under. It's a little maneuver that they have planned already. This is the 91st year of the Chicago Thanksgiving Parade, and it's going to step off right here around 8:45 at Ida B. Wells and State Street. It's going to go down State Street all the way over to Randolph. The parade will end around 11 o'clock. A traffic note for everyone. Some of the cross streets, of course, are going to be closed as well as State Street, so it's going to be a little bit of a tough go getting around downtown. Just know that everything should reopen around 1 o'clock, but hundreds of thousands of spectators will be lining State Street, and some of them already arrived this morning. Close to 100 units or groups will be actually going down the parade route. The parade includes performances from the country's top marching bands, live music, festive floats, acrobats, and of course is larger-than-life helium balloons. Not only does this require months and months of preparation for the performers, but also for parade organizers. This is a year-round job.
One of the parade groups that apply for performing will perform up to 2 years in advance, and that's to allow them to fundraise to come to the city, to be able to pay for their trip to be here. And also the volunteer staff that works year-round, we kick off immediately. Like, we open up applications for next year's parade next week, and so there are people that are already applying and wanting to be a part of this tradition, and so it's a year-long thing.
Typically, we would get up and start cooking a turkey, but this year we're going to start a new tradition and go watch the parade and enjoy a pizza.
Very fun, and you can see that people are already lining up behind us. Those two were here very early. They were bundled up, and they're actually going to the VIP section to get a really good look of today's festivities. We did also talk to that spokesperson about some of the safety measures that may be in place here around State Street after we saw some of that unrest last week, as well as the so-called team takeover on Friday night, and she said that there will be visible police presence. We are seeing that here. Actually, they're going to be biking by just right now. So the parade will go on. Of course, people are excited, and we will keep you updated and give you a look at it here at 8 o'clock. I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Gabby, so much. Stay warm out there. We want to turn now to a developing story that we're following this morning.
A 29-year-old Afghan national is in custody after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House. FBI Director Kash Patel says the West Virginia Guard members who were shot are alive, although they are in critical condition this morning. This comes after West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey walked back his statement saying that they had died. The suspect was also shot, but is expected to survive.
A police officer and another person are in the hospital after a driver crashed while trying to escape from a traffic stop. Officers pulled the driver over near the intersection of 57th and State Street just before 8:30 last night, but the woman took off, running over the officer's foot in the process. Shortly after, she rear-ended another driver, and that's when officers were able to make the arrest.
All right, the Bears, they're getting ready for a showdown between, the defending Super Bowl champs here. They're 7-point underdogs going into tomorrow's game against the Eagles, who are coming off a disappointing loss in Dallas. While the Bears are riding a 4-game win streak, Fox 32 is your home for the Bears on Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Bears and Eagles kick off at 2 p.m., and you can watch that game again right here. Mike Kaplan.
That guy right there, Saquon Barkley. Take a look at his average yards per carry.
I don't want to.
No, it's like nothing.
Okay.
It is like nothing. I think he's run for 150 yards the whole season. He had that much in like a couple of games last year. I think the Bears have a really good chance, but I'm still biting my nails because every week we're biting our nails, no matter what's going on. All right, we are going to be watching that with a sunny day tomorrow. But on Saturday, get the snow blowers, the shovels, all that ready to go, because I have a winter storm on the way. National Weather Service this morning put out a winter storm watch, which is a preliminary indication that there is some confidence that an impactful storm is on the way. This is going to be snow. It's not going to be sleet. It's not going to be freezing rain. This is snow, and it's Saturday, but it will likely start wee hours of the morning Saturday and then keep snowing at varying intensities during the day and right on into the night on Saturday. Today, you may see some flurries again, just like we did yesterday. Not a big big deal, but decorating the otherwise gray sky. There will also be some lake effect snow showers impacting parts of western Michigan. So if you're headed that way, you may see a little bit more snow than you do on the Illinois or Indiana side. Tonight will be mostly cloudy. Once we get to tomorrow, I think we'll see a decent amount of sunshine. It's going to be a bright day, and you're thinking, hey, maybe that storm is missing us. The sun is out. It's wonderful. How can it be? Yeah, just wait. Late tomorrow night, cloud cover increases. Our model thinks some of that snow could be sneaking in here between 10 and 11 from the west. I think it might be a couple hours too soon. I still think it's midnight and beyond, but we're splitting hairs. It will snow all day and into the night on Saturday, and it is going to come down with some bigger. 32 today, windy, but not as windy as yesterday. Northwest at 15 to 30. We're going to have that wind chill in the upper teens most of the day, and a couple of flurries will be flying. 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, sunshine and 32, and then at night it all goes downhill. Saturday, snowing, high of 32, but most of the day it's going to be around 30. The snow is going to stick. Sunday, a couple of snow showers, especially early with 32, and then the Arctic air blasts in. Highs only in the 20s. I expect to see some lows close to or maybe even below zero in the suburbs Monday night and again on Tuesday night. All right, 7:38. Let's look at a couple of lovely photos. This is from our old friend, Jim Osterreicher. And Jim, I don't mean to refer to you as being old. I'm simply referring to our relationship here. Jim used to send us pictures from his home right on Lake Zurich. Well, he has moved to Florida, and that is where he sent this photo from of that gorgeous sky. Yes, there will be no snow there, Jim, but he is going to be coming back here soon for at least a short stay. Jim, maybe it'll be a little snow on the ground for you. And let's look at another photo. Here is some snow in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. Marianne Livingston, look how those pines are bent down by the weight of that heavy snow. That looks like, you know, good 6 to 10 inches of snow there. Marianne, I wish you could keep it, but I know that scenes like that are coming for Chicagoland also this weekend. And I think we have one more photo this hour. This one is from Johnny O'Hara, showing us the Metra going by. I like the monochrome as always. That's not one of the holiday trains, I don't think. Yeah, you would have shot that in color. That's just a regular old diesel heading down the tracks there. All right, thank you all for sharing pictures with us. I know that you're going to be taking pictures of the snow this weekend. Send them to us so that we can share the pictures via the Fox 32 weather app. Anton, what's going on the roads?
Okay, everything looking way more smooth out there than they did about an hour ago. Everything is in the green right now, and that accident we were tracking on the outbound side of the Stevenson has been cleared. If you're coming in on the Kennedy, you're at 25 minutes inbound from O'Hare to downtown. On the Eisenhower inbound, just 22 from Route 390 to downtown. 21 minutes on the inbound side of the Stevenson between I-355 and DuSable Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan, smooth sailing, 17 minutes inbound from 95th. And the only issue right now is on the yellow line, service has been disrupted between Skokie and Howard because of a signal issue. All right, we'll be right back. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
7:43 now. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week to facilitate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Top officials with the European Union don't think that Russia's ready for a deal to end the war. Witkoff is slated to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but a few key areas remain unresolved. Those include territorial disputes, frozen Russian assets, and future security guarantees for Ukrainians. In Hong Kong, a frantic search continues for survivors trapped by a massive fire at an apartment complex. At least 55 people are confirmed dead, but hundreds are still missing. The complex consisted of 8 blocks with nearly 2,000 apartments, housing nearly 5,000 people. 3 men were arrested. They are facing charges. Investigators say they work for a construction company that was, quote, grossly negligent in its work on the building. The baby formula contaminated with botulism may be worse than previously thought. Recent tests of ByHeart infant formula show all of the company's products may be contaminated. Officials say at least 37 babies in 15 states who were fed the formula have gotten sick since August. Parents and caregivers should stop feeding the formula to babies immediately. And soup maker Campbell's has fired an executive who was recorded making racist comments and mocking customers. A former employee said he was fired after reporting remarks by Vice President of Information Technology, Martin Bally. Bally allegedly said Campbell's makes, quote, highly processed food for poor people. He also made racist comments about Indian co-workers. We're following a developing story out of the nation's capital.
A 29-year-old Afghan national right now in custody after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House. FBI Director Kash Patel says the West Virginia Guard members who were shot are alive, but they are in critical condition. And this all comes after West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey walked back on his statement saying that they had passed away. Suspect was also shot. He is expected to survive.
A police officer and another person are in the hospital after after a driver crashed while trying to escape from a traffic stop. Officers pulled the driver over near the intersection of 57th and State Street just before 8:30 last night. But the female driver took off running, and she ran right over the officer's foot in the process. Shortly after, she rear-ended in her vehicle another driver, and that's when officers were able to make the arrest.
All right, the Bears have been getting ready for a big showdown between two first-place teams here. They are actually 7-point underdogs going into tomorrow's game against the defending Super Bowl champs. Eagles, meantime, coming off a disappointing loss in Dallas, while the Bears are riding a 4-game win streak. Fox 32 is your home for the Bears on Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. Bears-Eagles kickoff 2 p.m. Again, you can watch it right here.
7:48, and we want to give you a check of the forecast. This is such a beautiful look at the city, is it not?
Is.
And even though it's kind of like we've got a lot of neutral colors in there, but some pops of
Yeah, it does.
the
Looks like
skyscrapers.
postcard.
It does. I
There's
love
still
it.
some green, right? You're seeing a little bit of red from the bricks here and there. It's a pretty scene. It will be all white and gray over the weekend.
Saturday.
Into next week. Yikes. And that snow, I'll tell you what, it's going to stay on the ground for a long time. There is no sign of a thaw on the heels of this thing. Today, you might see a couple of flurries, but that's it. We have 30 at the lakefront now in Gary. Joliet, 31. DeKalb, 26. Waukegan and Aurora, 28. We've got 29 at Valparaiso. Benton Harbor, you're the one spot right now that is at freezing. And these temperatures are only going to warm up about 3 or 4 degrees today. It is windy, just not as windy as yesterday when we had those 50, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Looking at a 33 mph at O'Hare, about the same at Aurora and Waukegan. Northwest Indiana, not quite as windy. We have a 15-mile-an-hour gust at Gary. I think wind speeds in general today between about 15 and 30. But the wind chill, you go outside, if you need to get last minute something to complete your menu today, it is definitely worth putting on the hat and gloves with these wind chills in the teens. Winter storm watch. I keep stressing this will be changing as we get closer to the event on Saturday. That is going to be, technically, it's in effect until 6 a.m. on Sunday. But it won't be. This is going to go over to, I think, a winter storm warning. Possibly some counties get only a winter weather advisory. We'll see. But the watch is going to change, and it may change. Likely is going to change at some point tomorrow. I don't think it will change tonight. So today, it's just flurries, cold, windy, typical, kind of stuff. But the main storm system is out here, coming out of the high plains. Warm front on the way, and north of that front is where that snow is going to be breaking out, maybe as early as late tomorrow night. I'm thinking, midnight and beyond, but it is going to be snowing at a pretty good clip here all day long on Saturday, and it won't be until that low pulls out of here late Saturday night that the snow moves away, maybe ending as a couple of snow showers on Sunday morning. I expect a widespread everywhere in Chicagoland to get 6+ inches of snow. High-end amounts could be 10. We'll see, but right now I'm going 6+. Then bitterly cold Monday and Tuesday, highs only in the 20s. Overnight lows in the city, some single digits. I think we'll see some near zero or even sub-zero numbers in the suburbs. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much, sir. We'll be ready. All right, if you tried to log on to Netflix to watch the new season of Stranger Things last night, you may have had a little bit of trouble. Jake joins us with more on that and his interviews with the cast. Happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Did you try it all last night, or you're just waiting
I was en route back from Mexico late last night, so... Yeah, my Netflix, all my dates with Netflix have been pushed back.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. All right, yeah, the 5th and final season of Stranger Things dropped on Netflix at 7 p.m. last night, and within minutes, Netflix crashed. Viewers were unable to return to the Upside Down.
He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Boom.
Time's up.
We gotta go.
Do it.
Oh my God! It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We're not gonna make it.
I got it.
There were over 14,000 reports in the U.S. of streaming issues within minutes of the new season dropping. The streaming service even increased bandwidth by 30% to try to keep this from happening. Eventually, things did calm down. Fans were able to enjoy the show, and there were plenty of moments to enjoy in those first 4 episodes. And I spoke with the cast about the best Stranger Things moment they weren't a part of, but they really wish they were.
What I love about this show is that over 5 seasons, everybody has a moment. Everybody has a line. No one didn't get their sort of great moment in the show. What is a moment or a line that someone else in this room has that if you're thinking to yourself, you go, you know what? Damn it, that would have been pretty cool if I could have gotten to do that. I don't know what that sound means.
I know.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think, like, the group scenes, like your scenes together that feel really, like, I don't know, comedic and childlike. I haven't really had that. So those are kind of the ones. Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones I miss, I think.
I got a great one.
Great.
When the 3 of us were in the attic at the end of season 4, and Natalia had that amazing slow-mo shot.
That was mine!
Like, blowing the... the shot.
I'm very against guns, but I wish I got to use one in the TV show.
But that was so, that was a very cool moment to watch Natalia.
There's things that, like, maybe that I didn't wish that I had, and more that I was like, I wish I was there for, or wish that my character was more of a part of, rather than, like, I wish that I could have been in, like, the ghillie suit era of the show, where it's like the end of season 4, where everyone's in the trailer park, like in the Upside Down, like all that stuff looked so fun.
Your pool moment, you're swimming in that looked just. I came to watch it, and it you know, it was like a 40-foot pool.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Watching that, you do that was like, and all of you jump and do your own little dive, and you all had a different dive.
Maya's is my favorite. My dive. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
What's up this year that I don't know if I can really dive into, that I was like, I would see some arcs and some groups doing their fun stuff and be like, kind of similar to you, would really just love to be there that day. And after seeing at least like through the first half of the show, and I think you know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how much we can say.
Don't get me in trouble.
No,
don't make them hold my footage, because I need this.
Okay, good. There's a lot of stuff this year that I think I feel similarly. Like there's some plot points and some cool adventures that some characters go on that I would have loved to have been involved in.
If I could do it, I would have loved to do Eddie's musical death.
Oh
yeah. But I feel like I would have felt like an idiot doing that.
Oh, with that attitude.
He would have been amazing.
You could have done it. You're amazing.
Yeah, you could have shredded it out there.
It's
just like an I'm a badass attitude that like I wish I need to figure out how to like be like I feel like a badass in my life, but when the camera is rolling, I'm like I'm a little dork. I haven't found my inner like rah. So anyway, cast me.
Please. We're going to have more from the stars of Stranger Things coming up in the next hour of Good Day Chicago. Breaking it down again for you. Part 1 of the final season is streaming now. If you fly through those first 4, you have to wait till Christmas for the next 3, and then the 2-hour finale on New Year's Eve and in theaters.
I like that they're doing that.
So we watched, they'd given me the first 3 in advance.
Is this your hand mirror?
Yeah, this is not my mirror, by the way. They gave me the first 3. We watched 4 last night. Without giving anything away, there's a little bit of a Chicago connection.
Really?
In the final season of Stranger Things, yeah.
No, it wasn't. The backdrop, though, is Indiana, is it not?
Hawkins, Indiana.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So there's a little
makes
bit.
sense.
Yeah, there's a little, because if you know, there were some Chicago storylines. That's all I'll say.
All right, thank you,
Everything
Jake.
ties back to Chicago.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Plenty more Good Day Chicago ahead. Keep it right here.
Hi.
You want to know how much of your Thanksgiving dinner ends up in the trash? Well, a new report projects people will throw out about 320 million pounds of food today, causing as much carbon pollution as driving 190,000 gas vehicles for a year.
All right, if you were looking to bring a new dish to Thanksgiving, heads up, do not turn to AI. This is according to food bloggers who are saying that AI generated, they're calling it recipe slop, distorting online cooking advice. They say AI stitches together recipes from what is already online, often getting the very basics wrong, which means those cooking instructions can turn out unappetizing or even defying the laws of chemistry. In response
Which is what happens at my house pretty much every year, but anyway.
Standard operating procedure?
That's
no,
right.
no. All right, so in response, Google is saying that AI overviews are often a helpful starting point, but are not a recipe replacement. That's damage control by Google. Yeah. All right, right now at 8 o'clock, we have new developments in Washington, D.C. after 2 National Guard soldiers were shot. The immigration action that the president is now taking.
And the Bears get ready for a big Black Friday showdown against the defending Super Bowl champs. What could make or break their matchup with the Eagles?
And the annual Chicago Thanksgiving Parade just now kicking off as we speak. We're going to be live right along the parade route. If you're warm and cozy inside, didn't want to brave the elements to see it in person, we got you covered.
Let's give you a live look outside, and we still got those gray skies, but hey, no snowflakes, no rain showers, no windy conditions heading our way.
Yeah, I don't think our little camera there at the corner of Michigan and Lake almost reaching the parade route there. If it kept going west there, you'd see the end of it. But Mike, how are we doing outside?
Not as windy, couple flurries, but Saturday is the day. But you're talking about these, you know, the AI food things and the laws of chemistry. You remember My Cousin Vinny when Joe Pesci is cross-examining the guy about cooking grits? Do you imply that the law of physics seems to exist in your kitchen and your grits cook faster? It reminds me of that.
That's the one. That's the line I remember from.
It's good stuff. All right, we have a snowstorm on the way Saturday. Today, happy Thanksgiving. It's just cold, not as windy as yesterday, but still kind of blustery out there, and you may see a flurry from time to time. Temperatures, we'll be lucky to get back up to freezing today. Much colder than normal for the end of November. 29 in Chicago Heights, Maryville, Valparaiso, Rensselaer, Midway, DeKalb 25. At O'Hare officially it is 28 degrees with just enough wind out there that you're going to notice it if you have to be outside, especially for any period of time. But gone are those 50 and 60 mile an hour winds that knocked power out in some places yesterday. There you go. It's a winter storm watch for Chicagoland. This goes into effect Saturday, and it won't end until 6 a.m. on Sunday, but that watch will change. I think likely to be changed to a winter storm warning as this storm gets closer to us. We'll talk amounts and timing in just a little bit, but right now, back to both of you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Developing this morning on your Thanksgiving Day, the Trump administration is right now pausing all immigration applications from Afghan nationals after 2 National Guard members were shot right near the White House.
The 29-year-old suspect is in custody. Had been living in Washington state, but is originally from Afghanistan. Data shows the suspect entered the U.S. in 2021 through Operation Allies Welcome. The Biden administration program evacuated and resettled tens of thousands of Afghans after the U.S. withdrew troops from the country.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country.
FBI Director Kash Patel says the West Virginia Guard members who were shot are alive, but they remain in critical condition. It comes after West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey walked back his statement saying they had died.
The Illinois National Guard put out a statement in response to the shooting saying that it joins soldiers and airmen across the nation in extending thoughts and prayers to the 2 soldiers and their families. Governor Pritzker also reacting. He wrote online that the shooting is a horrible tragedy, saying we must all condemn this kind of unacceptable violence. The governor added he and his wife MK are praying for the victims, their families, and all the service members who sign up to serve our country.
New overnight, a police officer and another person are in the hospital after a driver crashed while trying to escape from a traffic stop. Officers pulled the driver over near the intersection of 57th and State Street just before 8:30 last night. But the woman took off, running over an officer's foot in the process. Shortly after, she rear-ended another driver, and that's when officers were able to make the arrest. Citations and charges are pending. Police say both the officer and the driver of the SUV will be okay.
A Chicago program dedicated to keeping kids safe and off the streets teamed up with the Chicago Bulls guard Dalen Terry to remember a teenager that was killed in the so-called teen takeover shooting last week. Project Swish hosted its annual holiday open run and private Thanksgiving dinner. It is built to give neighborhood youth a safe place to play and gather and connect. The organization is mourning the recent death of 14-year-old Armani Floyd, a longtime Swish participant. Staff says moments like this are crucial for young people processing their grief and searching for stability.
A lot of the times, a lot of these guys only saw each other in the gym, and they all had individual relationships with Armani, but now they can come together, share their memories, kind of heal together, bond together, kind of figure out how they can work through it together. And I know what basketball did for myself. You know, I mentioned that I lost some friends growing up as well, and I just wanted to be in the gym, so it was my form of therapy.
Chicago police released images of a person of interest in the shooting death of Armani Floyd. You can see him there in the purple hoodie with the gray sweatshirt over that hoodie. No arrests have been made so far.
Volunteers across the city have been working all week to make sure families have food for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Light in the Night served dinner to families in South Deering Wednesday night. Mayor Johnson joined the distribution to greet volunteers and community members. He's been visiting local food banks this week as they work to combat food insecurity across the city.
You know, on Thanksgiving morning, I always admire the people who do the turkey trots or who brave the elements to go check out the Thanksgiving Day parade in person. We had Gabby out there representing Fox 32 Chicago along the parade route there. Gabby, how is it going? What are you seeing? Are things in full swing yet?
You know what? It's close to it, Anthony. You know, I had to have a big smile on my face because it's hard not to. The energy is so high here. We're starting to hear the bands warming up, and we're seeing some spectators, really as far as the eye can see, down State Street. They're ready to go. It kicks off here at 8:45 at Ida B. Wells and State Street. That's where we're set up, so we will give it to you live as soon as they go on their way. And it'll end over at Randolph. It's going to end around 11 o'clock. A traffic note again for you all that some of the cross streets are going to be closed as well, so it's going to be a little tricky to get downtown, but everything should reopen by 1 o'clock. Hundreds of thousands of spectators are supposed to be here on State Street to watch things go off. 91st year of the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade. Close to 100 units or groups will be going down the route. The parade includes performances from the country's top marching bands, live music, festive floats, acrobats, equestrians, cultural performances, celebrity hosts, and of course those larger-than-life helium balloons. We heard about the two of the international bands that are here, one from Bolivia, another from Mexico. Then of course we have our talent from Chicago, the Jesse White Templars, and people in the Chicago music theater scene. For whoever participates in this exciting parade, it is a great experience.
These kids and these performers, it might be their first time they've ever traveled away from their home. It might be the first time in their local group that they've got to perform on such a large stage and have a great big audience. So it just really brings a special energy to the parade each year.
You know, she also addressed some of the unrest we saw last week, that so-called teen takeover that happened on Friday night. She said that safety measures are in place and that there is police visibly present around State Street, and we're seeing them here right now as well. Coming up, we're going to be talking to some of the people who are going to be performing in the holiday parade. We'll try to bring that to you live here at 8:30, right before it kicks off again at 8:45. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Gabby. Stay bundled up out there. You know, it's not Thanksgiving weekend without football, and the Bears will be in Philadelphia tomorrow for a showdown between two first-place teams.
And the Bears held their only practice of the week Wednesday. Bears are actually 7-point underdogs going into tomorrow's game against the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles, though, coming off a real disappointing loss in Dallas. Bears, meantime, riding a 4-game win streak. So after a walkthrough today, we should get an idea about the injury status of both Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon.
The moment we started practicing them, it was with the big picture in mind of how do we acclimate them, make sure that we're putting them in a good spot. So throughout the course of the weeks of practice, we've been able to slowly increase the rep count there. And then, yeah, we'll be very mindful of that when we do get them up and going in a game. Just we don't want to throw them into the wolves or put them in a bad spot.
Fox 32 is your home for the Bears on Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. The Bears and Eagles kick off at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 32. And then stick around after the game for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philadelphia. It's all on your home for the first place Bears, Fox 32.
And Mike, you say if the Bears come out swinging, maybe take an early lead, the Philly fans are already upset.
Yep.
They'll turn on their own team. They'll get mad, take the crowd out of it. Let's manifest that.
You know Philadelphia fandom, right? You know, they're enthusiastic and it just can be downright rude. That goes both ways, yeah. So I think if we get under their skin early, that could set the tone for a very happy outcome for the Bears tomorrow afternoon. All right, you'll be watching that game with sunshine outside tomorrow. On Saturday, it will be snowing and probably at a good clip. Winter storm watch in effect for all of Chicagoland. It will not be in effect until 6 a.m. on Sunday because by that time, this has to change. It will either go to a winter storm warning and or winter weather advisory, but I rather suspect it's going to go to a winter storm warning for either most or all of Chicagoland. Today, a couple flurries flying from time to time. You may see that. I think even fewer than what we saw yesterday. And there are actually a few peaks of sun showing up now, especially well west of the city. So I'm going to amend my forecast, try and be a little more optimistic for this Thanksgiving and go mostly cloudy, not entirely cloudy. Tomorrow, better chance of seeing several hours of uninterrupted sunshine ahead of this, the storm system that will start to snow on us. Our model is bringing it in between about 10 and 11 tomorrow night. That may be a tad early. I think midnight and beyond, it's going to snow, and it will snow, and it will snow all day into the night on Saturday. Varying intensities of that, but I think what we're talking about here is a widespread 6-inch plus snowstorm all across Chicagoland. There may be some spots that get a little bit more, but I'd be surprised if anybody comes in with a 2- and 3-inch snowfall out of this. It's going to be a pretty impactful one, especially with a lot of folks traveling, shopping, whatever. Otherwise, you know, on a weekend, usually snow, it's not that big a deal. This time it will be.
Thank you, Mike, for that. For some of us, Thanksgiving dinner is the pregame to holiday shopping. Why experts are predicting a record weekend despite the higher prices.
Also, Christkindl Market facing packed booths and longer than average lines. We're going to talk more about this coming up and why organizers are blaming the city for this.
And we've got more weather on the way, but first, here is your 7-day forecast.
Dad, it's really cold in here.
Yeah, I think the furnace is out again.
Dad, the toilet's backed up again. Dad, power's out downstairs.
Great. Heating, plumbing, electrical all at once.
Lucky us. Dad, just call Four Seasons. They can fix everything. Your trusted local experts.
Whether it's heating, plumbing, or electric, call your trusted local experts at Four Seasons today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
This morning, at least 55 people are dead after a massive fire in an apartment complex in Hong Kong. Firefighters have been trying to control the flames since Wednesday afternoon. Hundreds of people are still missing. 3 men were arrested and facing charges. Investigators say they work for a construction company that was, quote, grossly negligent in its work on the building.
All right, Pope Leo just landed in Turkey, and this marks the beginning of his first foreign trip of his pontificate. Now, after he visits the country of Turkey, he will then head to Lebanon over the weekend with tight security in place as the pontiff is heading to the Middle East, and this is coming just days after an Israeli airstrike hit the Lebanese capital.
U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week to facilitate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Top officials with the European Union do not think Russia is ready for a deal to end the war. Witkoff is slated to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but a few key areas remain unresolved. Those include territorial disputes, frozen Russian assets, and future security guarantees for Ukrainians.
Okay, it's 8:15 on your Thanksgiving morning. Still some color from that view, Mike. This has been, you know, it's been evolving over the last few weeks, but, you know, some of those trees still delivering. We've got a little green grass there.
Yes, a little green, some orange, some gray.
And that's all going to be covered. It's going to be monochromatic on Saturday.
Yes, yes. By Saturday morning, it's all going to be covered in white, and it will get whiter and whiter and whiter as the day goes on, as the snow continues to pile up. So we've talked about this. We got a winter storm watch. It's going to change. I think we'll get a winter storm warning out of this for the National Weather Service before the event gets going. I don't think that warning will be issued until probably tomorrow afternoon, maybe in the morning. Out there right now, though, just quite a bit of cloud cover, but I'll show you that we do have that winter storm watch. It's for all of Chicagoland. It includes Northwest Indiana, the city of Chicago, Lake County, Kane, everywhere. Winter storm watch. This is a preliminary, hey, guess what? There's going to be some impactful weather headed Saturday, and it may even linger into Sunday early morning as well. Today, the main issue is it's cold and windy out there. 28 at O'Hare, Aurora, Woodstock, Waukegan with 27. 30 at Merrillville, Gary, and Michigan City. But the wind chills have been in the teens all morning long. Today, our high, not much of a bump up from where we are now. Let's say 32. You might see a couple of flurries, but I have changed my cloud cover forecast to be a little more optimistic for some breaks, especially right now well west of the city. So I'm going to call it mostly cloudy. Now, let's look at the 7-day forecast in some detail. Today, a couple flurries and 32. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and 32, and you might be led to believe, oh, that storm is going to miss us. No. Late tomorrow night, and then Saturday, full-on snow. 32 for the high, temperatures dropping during the day. Sunday may start with a couple of snow showers, but the main damage will have already been done. 32 for the high Sunday, and then really cold stuff here Monday, Tuesday, even on Wednesday, temperatures way below normal as we head into December. Overnight lows in some suburbs, I think, may get below 0. This point, I still believe a widespread 6-inch plus snowstorm is on the way all across Chicagoland, maybe a slight deference for the highest amounts north of the city. So there you go. Big snow on the way Saturday.
Thank you, Mike, for the good reminder. Chicago's Chris Kindle Market could be in jeopardy. Organizers say new restrictions put in place by the city limit how many visitors and booths they can allow inside. According to the Chicago Tribune, capacity has been limited from 5,000 to 1,000 people at a time. Event operators are now asking Mayor Brandon Johnson to reconsider the restrictions. They sent a letter to his office on Wednesday.
We'll keep you posted if he responds. Okay, you better watch out. Santa Claus is coming to town, everybody. This time on a CTA train. His elves have once again outdone themselves, decking out the train with tens of thousands of lights. Now, service for this kicks off tomorrow. Tracking it down, always part of the fun. I feel like it's a stroke of good luck whenever you see that thing go by.
It's the Christmas
it's so
train,
cool. Yeah,
right?
Look at that. So cool.
Despite ongoing financial concerns, Americans plan to spend big during the big holiday shopping weekend. The National Retail Federation and Industry Trade Group is forecasting another record season. So for the first time, it says Americans will spend more than $1 trillion. That's a 4% increase from last year. There may be plenty of deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but prices have been a real sticking point across the economy.
Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington.
Swipe the card and get down to business. But with the hunt on now for deals through this long weekend, brace yourself for sticker shock.
Affordable should be our word, not theirs.
President Trump throwing around the word that everyone seems to be talking about now, affordability.
Republicans haven't done a damn thing to lower the high cost of living.
Democrats blaming the administration for what they call an affordability crisis, citing the impact of tariffs, among other things. And the sad truth of inflation is that it is generally a one-way ratchet. Inflation can go down, but that usually means that prices just stop rising so fast. There are exceptions, but most prices don't actually fall. And that means most of those huge price spikes that we saw during the Biden administration are still with us. And prices are still going up, just not as fast.
My prediction is that first quarter, second quarter, what we're going to see is we have brought the inflation down.
The administration is optimistic that the economy will improve and still hoping the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. But this often becomes a battle of perception.
Take it from the guy who tried to sell Bidenomics for 4 years to the American people. If the American people aren't necessarily feeling it in that moment, it's incumbent on the administration to really drive that message home.
And there's no question now that at the very least, the perception of the economy is not great. Our most recent Fox News poll shows a steady erosion of confidence, with just 25% of voters saying the economy is good or excellent. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
All right, Thanksgiving is a time to share, but not with our furry friends. We're going to be visited by Paws Chicago here in studio with the foods that our pets need to keep their paws off of in and around the Thanksgiving table and dining room. So stay with us for that. We got a really cute guest coming up.
Reignite your...
All right, welcome back. Breaking news to get to right now. We're learning that the man accused of shooting those 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. worked with the U.S. government in Afghanistan before coming to the U.S. So the FBI is holding a news conference right now on these new developments. So we're going to take a listen. Here's Kash Patel.
Our evidence response team immediately to collect evidence and started doing block-by-block canvasses. We are looking for and interviewing witnesses. The firearm and other materials have been sent to our Quantico laboratory already yesterday for immediate analysis. That work is ongoing. Partnering with the D.C. United States Attorney's Office, we have also executed multiple search warrants around the country to include the subject's last known residence, which is in the state of Washington. The search warrant was executed on that house last night or early this morning, and it is an ongoing process. All the individuals found in the house have been interviewed, and some interviews remain ongoing. We will not stop until we interview anyone and everyone associated with the subject, the house, and every piece of his life. There's also subject interviews, relations conducted in San Diego, pursuant to our ongoing investigation. So, as the judge noted, this is a coast-to-coast investigation being led right here in Washington, D.C. And this subject definitely did pick the wrong country. And we will rise together as a nation to show the world what we do here. And we are thankful that we have the Attorney General's brave leadership and President Trump's brave leadership and priorities to safeguard our communities. I also spoke to Director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, last night, and Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America. That is what a broad-based international terrorism investigation looks like. We will provide continuous details to the American public while at the same time not jeopardizing the ongoing prosecution to ultimately hold this perpetrator accountable in our courts of law. We will provide as much transparency as possible, but as you can see, the breadth and scope of this investigation will continue. We will continue to hit the streets and hit every town and every house and talk to every witness. The men and women of the FBI and the Metropolitan Police Department and the interagency, to include the Department of Homeland Security, DEA, and ATF, are working tirelessly on this Thanksgiving Day. And I know just by talking to the leaders behind me that instead of going on and being with their families, everyone rogered up and showed up to work today. And none of them want to go home. That's the resolve that we have together as a team to bring to you justice for this heinous act of terrorism here in our nation's capital. And as the judge said, we will ensure that our law enforcement partners are out there in full force to make sure the world can enjoy our nation's capital. We will not let this heinous act of violence prevent people from visiting our beautiful nation's capital. And we will also continue to highlight any evidence that we can publicly. And as the judge said, this individual is in this country for one reason and one reason alone, because of the disastrous withdrawal from the Biden administration and the failure to vet in any way, shape, or form, this individual and countless others. And this administration has taken the rightful step to stop any further allowance of people with this similar background into the country. And we're thankful for that. And as I said, this investigation remains ongoing. And I think I'll turn it over to General Blanchard of the National Guard now. Thank you.
All across America this morning, families are waking up. They'll spend the day with their children, their brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, friends from across the community. There will be the smell of turkey, all the fixings. They'll watch parades, football games. They'll pray together. They'll talk about what they're grateful for. This morning, there are two families that will not have that opportunity. Andy and Sarah's families, they're spending the day reflecting on the past. And in the days coming, they'll reflect on and think about what could have been, what might be. because regardless of the outcome, we know that their lives, their families' lives are all changed forever. Because one person decided to do this horrific and evil thing. And all across America, we are also reminded that there are many law enforcement agents, first responders, soldiers, service members all around the world who at best will come home, eat some cold turkey, open up Tupperware, eat what's left over, because they spent the day defending the American ideals, getting out there and getting after it on every American citizen's behalf. I will say that the District of Columbia National Guard, this task force, is more committed this morning to the president's directive to make D.C. safe and beautiful. Our resolve will be tested. It is being tested.
All right. We're listening to a news conference in the wake of the shooting that happened in Washington, D.C., involving 2 National Guard members. Kash Patel, the FBI, saying it's a coast-to-coast investigation focusing on the East Coast, along with cities in California, including San Diego. They're calling it an international terrorism investigation, and Kash Patel promised to keep Americans as informed as possible without compromising the ongoing investigation. All right. It is 8:31 on your Thanksgiving Day morning. I'm sending things over to Natalie Baumke, who is joined by 2 very special guests this morning.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, Thanksgiving Day shouldn't mean a trip to the emergency vet for your pet. Although dogs and cats everywhere will be clamoring for a Thanksgiving plate, keep some of these reminders in your head that we're going to go over. Amanda Ford with Paws Chicago is here. And Amanda, thanks for spending your holiday with us.
Thank you.
Who did you bring in?
Yeah, so this is Mochi. So Mochi is one of 3. He has a few litter mates that have joined him. And yes, he is just a little fluffy polar bear. He is very sweet. He is up for adoption. So if you're looking to add a little Mochi to your home, he'll be available starting today at our Lincoln Park Adoption Center.
Are you guys open today?
We are, yes.
You
yep.
are.
Yes, we are. So you can stop on by, and then we also have a few events we'll talk about.
Don't chew on that leather jacket, Mochi.
That's okay. It's fake. It's fake. It's okay. But yeah, so you can stop by today, and then I know we'll talk about it here in a few minutes, but we also have some events coming up this weekend. So you can add a Mochi, you can add a kitty, you can add a few different members to your household this weekend.
So sweet. Okay, so let's first start with the Thanksgiving reminders. Table scraps, good idea, bad idea?
So not recommended, of course. Now, I myself, as a pet owner, I understand it's very hard to say no to these cute little faces. So if you are going to be giving them something, consider things like fully cooked turkey, maybe some pumpkin puree. That's okay, but really you should avoid table scraps in general because you never really know. Things like onions, the bones of a turkey can be really dangerous. Sage, if you have a cat, can really upset their stomach. So really just want to avoid, chocolate, alcohol, all of those things. I think even more so, it's important to be mindful of the things that you maybe wouldn't think of, like making sure your trash can's covered. I have a nosy little puppy that would smell any of things that we've thrown away. So just make sure there's a cover on your trash can. If you have a more than, not so much like Mochi, but if you have a nervous pup that maybe doesn't like everybody that's attending, make sure they have a nice safe space they can retreat to. And then definitely make sure too that you know where your closest emergency room is, which of course we hope that no one has to pay a visit there, but you don't want to be searching for that, when something's important and you really need to know where to go.
Good idea to have that contact information. Your Fall in Love adoption event is starting tomorrow.
It is, yes. So, there's a lot of excitement around Black Friday and sales and things like that, but it's also a good time to visit our Lincoln Park Adoption Center. So we will have reduced or free waived fees for pets. You can stop by starting tomorrow through the weekend and come meet and add someone to your home.
Any reminders for attending that? Should you bring a pet with you?
Yes, so if you do have a resident dog, please make sure that you bring them by if you're going to be adding another dog to the family. We also encourage all residents of the household, so if you have littles, if you have multiple adults that are in the home, just make sure everyone's in attendance just so we can make sure it's all peaceful and everyone's getting along, and also that it's a unanimous, household decision. That's important as well. You can head to Paws Chicago and make an appointment just so we can make sure that you're able to be provided service by our volunteers and things like that. But as far as that, just stop on by and we'd love to meet you.
Sounds good, Amanda. And then finally, we don't want to forget Pause Chicago for Giving Tuesday.
Absolutely. So Giving Tuesday is a really neat event because it's global. So it's not just Pause Chicago that's participating. It's to respond to Black Friday and all of those sales, we'd like to pause for a moment for these organizations. So Pause is definitely participating. And one thing about Pause Chicago is we have tremendous supporters. So we've had someone step up that's willing to match donations. So if you are looking to make your dollar go a little bit further, any of our donations next Tuesday will be doubled and matched. And I always like to share even the littlest amounts matter because $15 is all it takes to put a microchip on one of these sweet little things.
Oh, good to know.
So if you donate, $7.50, it'll be matched and we'll be good to go on the microchip. So there's a way to give back in all different sorts and we would love to have it. Yes.
Thanks so much, Amanda.
Yeah,
and again, happy Thanksgiving to you.
As well.
We're so appreciative
come
of everything you do.
Yes.
Such a cute little guy. If he doesn't go home with Mike Kaplan.
That is a cute dog. And it's nice. Amanda is wearing Milk-Bone hand lotion.
That must be it.
Mochi's in there snarfing on that. All right, Mochi's going to be matching the ground here on Saturday. We have a snowstorm on the way. Yes, I said a snowstorm on the way with a widespread half-foot of accumulation likely. I'll give you an idea of the timing when we come back.
Welcome back. 838 families all over Chicagoland. They are embracing different Thanksgiving traditions today.
Starting with one that is marching its way through the city. In just moments, Gabriella Primus live along the Thanksgiving Chicago parade route. Hi, Gabby.
Hey, we're counting down 15 minutes until the parade steps off at Ida B. Wells and State Street, all along State Street down to Randolph. And I had to go behind the scenes. I had to check out who was in the parade and give you guys a little bit of a look. And of course, the beautiful dresses and that beautiful sound of Spanish music caught my ear. So I had to stop and interview Angelina Lancaster. Angelina, tell us about your group. Who are you guys with? And how excited are you to be part of the Thanksgiving Day Parade?
So my group is from East Chicago, Indiana. We are called Ballet Folklorico Yolotzin. We have been doing this parade for about 8 years now, and we're just just really excited to always come back every year.
You know, although it's a cold morning and you guys are bundled up under everything, you still look so beautiful. Tell us about some of the dressing that you guys have that makes your performance a little extra special.
So the black dresses are Chino Poblanas from the state of Puebla, and we usually wear these for special events. And it's just really special to bring these out here for the parade for everyone to see.
Oh my gosh, just how synchronized you guys are is amazing. And you've been doing this for, you said, about 8 years, doing the Thanksgiving Day Parade in a row. How do you guys keep things fresh? Is it a new routine every year?
Yes, always a new routine every year, new costume, new dances, all around. It's just very exciting.
How about, what is it like when you're actually walking down the parade route, seeing everyone cheering? How do you feel, and how do your other peers here too?
We always feel really shocked because there's always a lot of people, and sometimes it feels a little overwhelming, but you know, it's just a very great feeling.
Okay, you've been dancing with the instructor here since you were 4, she said. How proud are you to be, once you're done, you're finished with the parade route, to know that you accomplished yet another big parade under your belt?
It feels really good. I've been in this for a while, so I can say that I always love doing the Thanksgiving parade. And
you know what? It's Angelina, you look great, and you caught my eye. You were the first one I approached here. Thank you so much for chatting with us. You guys look amazing, awesome. They are 93 out of the, I think, 100 units or organizations that are going to be going through the parade, so they're going to be one of the last to go through. But I'm going to tell you, they're going to keep the energy up. All right, we'll see you here at 9 o'clock when the parade officially steps off. Again, another 15 minutes or so until they get going off Ida B. Wells and State. Okay, we'll see you then.
They are so beautiful. Thanks so much, Gabriella. And they got to keep moving to stay warm out there.
That was what I was thinking, too. That's probably the only way, because they're in the traditional dresses. They can't bundle up like Gabby is. But, yeah, a little cold to start the parade.
It is, with wind chills in the teens. But one thing I noticed, apart from the beautiful, outfits that everyone was wearing, behind Gabriella down the road, I saw some sunlight breaking through the clouds. So, yes, earlier this morning I was going with just a cloudy forecast for today, but I call it mostly cloudy. We're going to see some peaks of sun here or there. This is a winter storm watch. It is right now in effect Saturday into Sunday morning. This will change. The watch will go away. It will be replaced with either a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory, or in the very unlikely case, it'll be erased with nothing. I see no way out of getting a significant snowstorm here on Saturday. That's when it's all going to happen. Calendar day Saturday, some spillover into Sunday morning. Out there now, you might see a couple of flurries, fewer than even what we saw yesterday. And the winds, while up, nowhere near those 50 and 60-mile-an-hour jobs we had yesterday. So, mostly cloudy today. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy tonight and cold, breezy. Tomorrow during the day, you're watching the Bears game here on Fox 32. You look out the window, you're going to see sunshine. And then at night, cloud cover streams in. And out ahead of that main storm system, we're going to be seeing the snow break out very late tomorrow night. Wee hours of the morning, and I think it's going to snow all day Saturday and probably won't end until early Sunday morning as that low finally pulls away from here, and in its wake, a widespread 6+ inch disruptive snowfall. 32 today, northwest winds 15 to 30, couple flurries would be about it. 7-day forecast, Saturday's the day. We'll have a high of 32, another 32 Sunday with a few lingering snow showers. I think Monday night there could be a snow shower, but look at those temperatures. Monday and Tuesday, low to mid-20s, overnight lows in the city in the single digits. I expect to see some near or maybe even sub-zero lows on that deep snowpack in some suburbs. Anthony, Natalie, back to you.
Okay, we have been warned. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, sir. 8:43, we talk a lot about food, of course, here on Thanksgiving.
And Sylvia Perez has a new place in the South Loop that you're going to want to check out.
This spot is where football pride is on full display, owned by former Chicago Bear Israel Adonijah and built for diehard fans. Welcome to the Staley. And This spot is a super fan's dream with 8,900 square feet, 16 TV screens, 2 jumbo. It's amazing. And here's the man himself, Israel Adonijah. Izzy, nice to see you.
Welcome to the Staley.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, Israel, I love the Staley. This is my first time here.
Welcome.
It's beautiful. I will be coming back. How long have you been open, and what do you want people to know about the Staley?
Yeah, we've been open for about 9 months now, and this has just been a really special project. Previous to us taking over the space, it was a Packer bar, right? And
as in Green Bay?
Green Bay.
Are you kidding?
Just disgusting, right? and because it's so proximate, it's the closest bar to Soldier Field. Everybody still had to come here and hang out before and after Bears games because it was just the location is phenomenal. It's such a great location. So it was an absolute privilege and honor to convert this bar to what it should be, a proper Bears bar. Let's go Bears, who are now 4 wins in a row, right?
How amazing is that,
so
right?
Good, so good.
Okay, and I can't talk to you without talking to you about your time with the Bears. You're a defensive lineman. Tell me about those memories that you have of playing during that time and what it means to kind of really come back full circle.
I mean, what an incredible chapter in my life, right? My 10 years that I was fortunate to play in what I consider the greatest sports city in the world, Chicago. It was just really special. Over those years, we had one of the best defenses, in the league, across the league. And we didn't really know how special what we had was, right? It's just like to be able to play with Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, to be able to make it to a Super Bowl, right? Just these memories that we were fortunate to build together will last a lifetime. And it was a really special time for us as players and our relationship really with the fans of the city.
Okay, now we've got some beautiful cocktails in front of us, and it's amazing. You can come here, you can have great drinks, and the food, I think, is 2.0 when I think of bar food. So we've got to talk about that. So let's bring some of that in,
All right,
okay?
let's bring in some great food.
Okay.
I mean, I hope you're hungry.
I'm hungry, always hungry.
Wings are big here. You can get them bone-in or boneless. Here we have our buffalo style bone-in and boneless. You can get it with our own house-made ranch dressing. These are also delicious, our garlic Parmesan wings. And then we have here our loaded nachos, brisket, nachos, cheese, fresh baby tomatoes. Our pizzas are also very big. Here we have our sweet heat. It's our pepperoni pizza with some hot honey. And then we have our buffalo chicken pizza. Again, it's buffalo sauce, it's chicken, it's creamy, absolutely delicious. And this year, it's been an incredibly special partnering with the Chicago Bears to bring our loaded mac and cheese to Soldier Field all season long. You can get it level 2 and 3 in the United Club, and our chicken sandwich also at Soldier Field.
So you have your loaded mac and cheese
Yes.
and your chicken sandwich at Soldier Field.
Yep.
How exciting. How did that come about?
Yeah, so we partnered with Levy Foods, and they were looking to bring restaurateurs that represent Chicago, restaurateurs that are local to Soldier Field to be a part of this incredible community that is, Chicago Bears culture and football. And, we're just so grateful for Levy to select us as one of the groups to participate in the program and bring our experience here at Staley to Bears fans at Soldier Field.
Now, I know once a Bear, always a Bear.
Always,
but
always.
You have really managed to continue this kinship, this brotherhood with the family of the Chicago Bears after leaving, playing the game. And I know you guys always stay in touch, but this has to be extremely special for you to be able to continue this legacy, and you're doing it at Soldier Field.
Absolutely. I mean, I think when I think of my time with the Bears, right, it does bring to mind family first, right? These are relationships that I'll hold dear a lifetime. And although I'm not on the field playing, I still feel like we're a part of the family. I still feel like I am a Bear for life. And not just from a player standpoint, but now working with the leadership and the corporate office, people that helped guide me at 21 when I got here are relationships that I'm now near and dear with at 44, right? And it's just been really special.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what we're about to cheers with, but can I just say cheers to you. Congratulations
Cheers.
on a successful continuing career, and thank you for having us.
Cheers.
To the stadium.
Bear down.
Great story. Well done, Sylvia Perez. Coming up, the stars of Stranger Things are gearing up to say goodbye to their characters after a decade. But when it comes to fan interactions, there are some things they won't miss.
What is the thing that you guys hear from fans that if you never heard again after today, you'd be perfectly fine with that?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Sometimes people will play Never Ending Story at me.
Reach the stars, fly a fantasy.
Our fun interviews with the stars of Stranger Things coming up next right here on Good Day Chicago.
I'm Kathy. Chicago's Christkindl Market could be in jeopardy. Organizers say new restrictions put in place by the city limit how many visitors and booths they can allow inside. According to the Chicago Tribune, capacity has been limited from 5,000 to 1,000 people at a time. Event operators now asking Mayor Brandon Johnson to reconsider the restrictions. So they sent a letter to his office on Wednesday.
All right, everybody. Kids, listen up here. You better watch out. Be on your best behavior because Santa, coming to town on a CTA train. Elves have once again, look at the elves. Look at that work right there. Decking out the holiday train with tens of thousands of lights. Service for that kicks off tomorrow, so keep your eyes open for the holiday train. All right, Will Ferrell's elf costume. Guess what? This is heading to the auction block. Next month, it's one of more than 1,300 pieces coming in at an estimated $10.5 million for sale at Prop Store's Winter Entertainment Auction. All right, so here are some other items on the auction block. Tobey Maguire's black symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3 and the Nimbus 2001 broom from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. People from all over the globe are already bidding.
And so we're seeing bids from as far afield as Australia and Asia, a lot from North America.
other things for sale include, there's the fedora.
That would be awesome.
Man, that's going to go for millions. That's the very fedora that Harrison Ford wore for Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. I don't want the Temple of Doom one.
You want the Raiders one?
You like the Temple of Doom?
Yes.
I want the Raiders one.
The Raiders one, yeah. All right. Stormtroopers E11 Imperial Blaster from Return of the Jedi. And then Marty McFly's hoverboard from Back to the Future, or that's Back to the Future 2 is when he had the hoverboard.
One time because obviously those things go for hundreds of thousands.
Sure.
And one time there was a prop auction, and I thought, I'm just gonna maybe I'll pull something out and buy something. And very quickly I got, I think the opening bid, because I wanted Jack Nicholson's axe from The Shining. One of the axes. And I think the opening bid, it's not going for this, was 15 grand, 20 grand, and I just went, no.
No, thanks.
That will not be in my.
And that was a good choice for your dating life. To not have an axe on the wall.
there are so many. Because there's what they call the hero axe, and there's the stunt axe, and I think it wasn't it was one of them maybe used in a different shot, but no, it was out of my price range. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a good chance. If you tried to watch Stranger Things last night, you might have run into a couple issues here.
Apparently, Jake joins us with more on that, and he had the chance to sit down with the entire cast.
Yeah, luckily, I think things have calmed down for a second. A lot of Netflix users were reporting issues the moment the new season of Stranger Things dropped last night. More than 14,000 reports of Netflix outages came through as fans flocked to the streaming service to get started on the 5th and final season of Stranger Things.
Everyone in? I want to see Vecna's heart on a platter.
What the hell just happened?
I have no idea, but I love it!
The series is one of the biggest of all time and has cultivated fans around the world. And for stars of the show, there are some things that fans do that they will not miss now that the show is over.
I'd imagine over 5 seasons, when it comes to fan relationships, you have heard probably the same lines shouted at you, the same selfie requests, the same, hey, would you get on the phone and do this for my mom kind of thing. What is the thing that you guys hear from fans that if you never heard again after today, you'd be perfectly fine with that?
Oh, man. That's a good question. Sometimes people will play Never Ending Story at me.
Reach the stars, fly a fantasy.
Oh, that's where they'll just play it and then they'll go and I'm like, sick. I'll just nod my head and be like, that's awesome.
What do they expect?
I think they expect me to break out into song and put the hat on, but I don't have one on me at any point. That's my thing. Is that you're ready to go? Yeah. I should just have the hat ready to go, and so I can just jump on in when you always have the. It's my fault for not being prepped.
I don't like it when they ask me to write a really long sentence on the tiny little toy with the big marker.
You said you get a whole.
Usually, but occasionally it's like, how many children are you friends with? And then you sit there and you have to write a long sentence, and the marker's really big, and it bleeds, and then you try to hand them the little plastic box, and the marker smudges. Would be mine.
I think the whole reason why we're able, obviously, to keep doing this is because of the fans, but I will say, if I could keep doing this and was able to walk through Times Square like an insane person and just walk around and watch stuff without no one coming up to me, I would love that. That'd be amazing.
I think the love triangle, getting asked about this Team Steve or Team Jonathan. Hopefully this season,
question.
I don't know how to respond to that ever.
How often do you get running up that hill?
I can't say that I have ever had that.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about you. People think they can just.
I don't know. I mean, hey man, I'll take it.
Probably about my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah.
It's tough life.
But do people do that in the street?
Oh,
absolutely.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Nice hair, man.
there?
Oh, they do. They do. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good
nice.
compliment.
I mean, out of all the things that someone's gonna say.
But I have no control
Makes you feel
over
like a little bobblehead, like a little himbo.
Yeah.
This is great for me because it's just helping me scratch out all the love triangle, hair questions.
We're going to have more from the stars of Stranger Things coming up in the next hour of Good Day Chicago. You get a lot of people shouting about your hair.
Of course. No.
Yeah.
This is the man.
Come on.
Here.
It's all.
He's the one you asked. That's right.
A lot of hairspray.
All right, thanks, Jake.
Thanks, guys. We'll be right back.
Oh, look how pretty that is. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's not what I was expecting.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. All right, we got a lot of fun coming up. Some local students, they are schooling us on how to debate. We're going to be talking turkey.
And we want to test your knowledge with some Thanksgiving trivia. I did not sign on to this.
Because like the elementary schools, when you learn all about, the pilgrim, all that stuff, I'm scared for that.
So anyway, we'll test your knowledge on that.
Indeed. And first we got a little snow in our, I don't know, in the next 48 hours or so, Mike?
Yes. Saturday is the day. But look at that. That's a beautiful sight. We're getting a few gaps in the clouds. This is a pretty, compared with yesterday, which was so windy, this is an improvement anyway. You may still see a couple of flurries out there, and it's not like the wind has died down entirely. But here's the deal. Prepare for a snowstorm Saturday. Cold and blustery today with a couple of flurries, but there'll be some peaks of sunshine. Sunny tomorrow, but cold for Black Friday. Whether you're going out doing a little bit of shopping, whether you're watching the Bears game against the Eagles right here on Fox 32, you look outside, you're going to see some sun again tomorrow. But a significant snowstorm is going to hit Saturday with, I think, widespread 6-inch snowfall, and a few spots are going to get more than that. 29 now at O'Hare, and you can see some of the blue spots there in the sky. We have a west-northwest wind at 15, so the wind chill is 18 if you're out there doing a little grocery shopping. Mrs. C just put me on cranberry detail. I got to pick some up before I go home. But if you're outside, maybe making that late run, make sure you have a hat and gloves on if you're going to spend any time outside. These are the current temperatures: 29 at O'Hare, Midway in Chicago Heights, 28 at Waukegan, 30 at Morris, 28 at Valparaiso, and in Michigan City right at freezing. freezing. Winds, it's still blustery out there, but we're no longer looking at 50 and 60-mile-an-hour winds, which knocked the power out to a lot of spots yesterday. The 31-mile-an-hour gusts at Midway, close to that at Waukegan and O'Hare. I think those wind speeds are about what we're going to see, but there are the wind chills, close to 20 or in many cases below. Winter storm watch in effect. It's going to change. It'll go either to a warning and or a winter weather advisory for, I think, all of Chicagoland. But this is to cover the Saturday into early Sunday snowstorm. And I'll give you a look at the future radar and our 7-day in just a couple of minutes, Natalie and Anthony.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Mike. 9:03. Developing this morning, the FBI has opened a terrorism investigation into the shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C.
The 29-year-old suspect is in custody. He had been living in Washington state, but is originally from Afghanistan. The FBI says the victims have been identified as 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf. Investigators say the suspect drove across the country from Washington state to Washington, D.C. with the intent to carry out the attack. The feds also say the suspect worked with the CIA and the U.S. government in Afghanistan before coming to the United States.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America.
The 2 guardsmen who were shot are in critical condition. The suspect already faces charges related to the shooting, but investigators say they could be upgraded depending on what happens to the victims.
And the Illinois National Guard did put out a statement in response to this shooting, saying it joins soldiers and airmen across the nation in extending thoughts and prayers to the 2 soldiers and their families. Also, Governor Pritzker reacting as well. He wrote online that the shooting is a horrible tragedy. He wrote, "We must all condemn this kind of unacceptable violence," with the governor adding that he and his wife MK are praying for the victims, their families, and all the service members who sign up to serve our country.
Back here at home, a police officer and another person are in the hospital after a driver crashed while trying to escape from a traffic stop. Officers pulled the driver over near the intersection of 57th and State Street just before 8:30 last evening. But the woman took off, running over the officer's foot in the process. Shortly after, she rear-ended another driver, and that's when officers were able to make the arrest. Citations and charges are pending. Police say both the officer and the driver of the SUV will be okay.
Multiple Democratic-led states, including Illinois, are suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over a food benefits program. 21 state attorneys general, they're suing the Trump administration over its new guidance that blocks certain lawfully permanent residents from getting food benefits. They say the USDA is withholding some immigrants, including refugees and those folks granted asylum, from receiving SNAP benefits.
Volunteers across the city have been working all week to make sure that families have food for this Thanksgiving.
Yes, it's Thanksgiving light in the night. It served dinner to families in South Deering last night. Mayor Johnson joining the distribution effort to greet volunteers, greet the community members who are all helping out there. And he has been visiting a number of local food banks this week as they work to combat food insecurity this Thanksgiving week across Chicago.
You know, one of the best Thanksgiving traditions is happening right now in the city.
Indeed, and Gabby is live right along the Thanksgiving Day parade. It looks like it's in full swing out there, Gabby.
You know what? And it stepped off right on time, 8:45. This is our own Marist High School that's right behind us, the marching band, stepping off in perfect synchrony, and they're sounding good. Yeah, it stepped off here at 8:45. It's going to go until around 11 o'clock right here at Ida B. Wells Estate. It'll go all the way downstate over to Randolph. I mean, hundreds of thousands of spectators are here, and I can tell you there is a lot of people, as far as the eye can see, enjoying the parade. Close to 100 units or groups will be going down the route. The parade includes performances from the country's top marching bands, of course, live music, festive floats, acrobats, equestrians, culture performances, celebrity hosts, and larger-than-life helium balloons. We heard about the 2 international bands that are here, one from Bolivia, another one from Mexico. Then, of course, our talent from Chicago, like Marist High School here, and the Chelsea White Tumblers, and people in the Chicago music theater scene. For whoever participates, it's an exciting experience. It's a first year for Elite Striders Positive Youth Organization.
Our first time, and we always see this parade on the TV, so we're pretty excited, even though it is Thanksgiving Day, but we usually always give back and do stuff like this, so yeah. This is the largest number we ever been. We usually be like 60s and 70s, and us being like in the 100s, 130s, they're really like, oh my goodness, what is so much out there?
Okay, make room for JoJo here. I looked up and there he was, stepping off as well right after Marist High School. You know, this is so fun. We just talked to actually this ballet group, in the beautiful dress right behind us. They were stepping off. We talked to Angelina. Everything looking good, going smoothly so far. What a fun day. The spirit is high here on Thanksgiving Day. I'll send it back to you for now. I'll see you again at 9:30.
Thanks so much, Gabby. What is it with Chicago mascot/icons and not wearing pants?
Hey,
you know,
it's a thing.
It's across the board.
Hey, those marchers, though, had the right idea with the sweatpants.
Beautiful
right?
outfits,
You know?
super cute. Yes, I love it.
I love seeing it.
Obviously, it's not Thanksgiving without football. The Bears will be in Philadelphia tomorrow for a showdown between two first-place teams.
Yeah, Bears held their only practice of the week yesterday, and they are going to this game as 7-point underdogs, everybody. Going against the Eagles, defending champs here. But they are coming off. They're going to be motivated. They are coming off a disappointing loss to the Cowboys over the weekend. Well, the Bears are riding a 4-game winning streak after today's walkthrough. We should get an idea about the injury status of both Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon.
The moment we started practicing them, it was with the big picture in mind of how do we acclimate them, make sure that we're putting them in a good spot. So throughout the course of the weeks of practice, we've been able to slowly increase the rep count there. And then, yeah, we'll be very mindful of that when we do get them up and going in a game. Just we don't want to throw them into the wolves or put them in a bad spot.
Fox 32 is your home for the Bears on Black Friday. Bears Game Day Live sets the stage at noon. The Bears and Eagles kick off at 2 p.m. right here on Fox 32. And then stick around after the game for full post-game coverage, including Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' press conference from Philadelphia. It's all on your home for the first-place Bears, Fox 32.
Yeah, why go Black Friday shopping when you can just post up and watch us all day
Yes,
on Black Friday?
right.
That game, go Bears.
I don't know. I'm doing the online shopping
There
and
you go.
watching the
Oh,
Bears.
yeah, you can multitask that
Yes,
way.
you could.
Perfect.
Chicago's Chris Kindle could be in jeopardy.
Yeah, the market, their organizers are saying that the new restrictions that are in place this year are limiting how many visitors and booths they can visit at any given time, and that everything is really affecting their bottom lines. According to the Chicago Tribune, capacity has been limited. It was 5,000 at a time. It's all the way down to 1,000 people at a time. Event operators are now asking Mayor Johnson to reconsider these restrictions. So they have joined together and sent a letter to his office. The letter was delivered yesterday. The last check, he has not responded yet.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if he gives them any love.
Because I would imagine this is creating some pretty long lines.
For sure.
Because like a one-in, one-out kind of policy,
Right.
I would think.
Exactly. And then less foot traffic at the booths, too. So
doesn't help the vendors, right? Better watch out. Santa Claus is coming to town on a CTA train. His elves have once again outdone themselves decking out the train, which features tens of thousands of lights, decorations, and music that the riders love. Service kicks off tomorrow. And tracking down of that train is always part of the fun. Despite ongoing financial concerns, by the way, Americans plan to spend big during the big holiday shopping weekend. The National Retail Federation, that's an industry trade group, forecasting another record season. For the first time, it says Americans will spend more than $1 trillion on gifts, food, and decorations. That would be a 4% increase from last year. Some local students coming up here, you don't want to miss this, are teaching us the art of debate. That is coming up after the break.
For nearly 3 decades, Chicago Debates has been the spark that turns students into change makers. The program helps youth find their voice and has proven to be a springboard for future leaders in their community. Here to tell us a little bit about some of the impacts, our Executive Director of Chicago Debates, Anthony Bolden, and Taft High School debate team co-captains, Bianca Abraham and Andriana Purikalali. Thank you all for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Anthony, I want to start with, how does debate maybe allow these youth to maybe just grow their voice and also their confidence?
Yeah, I like to think about debate as a academic and extracurricular activity. So students are finding community after school when they're having their debate practices. But the learning in that exercise happens at the debate tournament. So we have over 30 tournaments throughout the school year, and students are meeting students from across the city and engaging in some good argumentation.
We love a good argument. Bianca, what is it about debates that first attracted you and made you want to join?
Yeah, so honestly, I just got always told that I was good at arguing and I like to argue. So I think I was in about 5th grade at Thorpe Elementary School, and one of my teachers was like, you know, you're pretty loud and you like to argue, so you should try doing debate. So that kind of attracted me.
And now you're doing it in a very structured manner. Andriana, what would you say is maybe one of the biggest misconceptions that maybe somebody at home watching has when it comes to debating?
So usually when people watch TV shows or movies, they see debate as you're up on a podium in front of an audience and there's just this big crowd of people, but Chicago Debate Leagues is really different. We're usually just in a small classroom with our opponents and the judge, just talking one-on-one, and it's a lot less intimidating.
When you walk into a debate, I guess, walk us through, what is that, preview process? How do you prepare for a debate?
A lot of it is knowing your arguments really well, and a lot of stress tends to come up. So what I like to do is just introduce myself to my opponents, which helps me calm down a lot.
And speaking of those nerves, Bianca, how would you say that debating has maybe even increased your confidence?
Yeah, it's definitely made me a better public speaker. I kind of know where to look. I kind of know not to fidget. I kind of know what to say and be very grounded in my arguments. So it's definitely given me more confidence in front of people and speaking in a very more public setting.
Anthony, could you share maybe a story for our viewers at home about how debate is literally changing lives for some of the students in this program?
Yeah, my mind goes to a student named Jonathan Rushing from Chicago Bulls Charter School on the near west side. Shy kid. His mom said he talked too much at home, so he joined the debate team, and they lost their coach his senior year. And, he was devastated, and he decided that he would step up and become the debate coach for his team. Wow. He applied for becoming a Student of the Year for the National Association for Urban Debate Leagues. He was nominated as one of those Student of the Years, and then he received a full ride scholarship to the University of Kentucky to do debate. So we're really excited for him and for all of our students. He's not the exception to the rule. All of our great students are achieving some amazing things.
You heard that, people at home? You can get a full ride debate scholarship, right?
Yes. Parents, sign your kids up for debate. There's debate teams all across Chicago Public Schools.
All right, appreciate you guys. Stick with us. These students are going to coach me and Mike through a debate coming up on the other side of this break. Welcome back. Now that we've learned a little bit about debate, Adriana and Bianca are going to lead myself and Mike through a Thanksgiving-themed debate. What do we have cooking?
Yeah, so the topic is if turkey has to be on the table for it to really be a Thanksgiving dinner.
Very good. All right, I will start in the pro-turkey position. What would Thanksgiving be without turkey on the table? It is traditional. You don't have to be Norman Rockwell. Every picture that you see, here is turkey on the table. Whether you're looking on Instagram, whether you're just looking at ads on the street, it is turkey on the table. Let me ask you this. When is the last time you had turkey and it wasn't Thanksgiving? It's the one day of the year where turkey takes center stage. It needs to be there. It is the anchor of your Thanksgiving meal. Whatever side dishes you put, it is always next to that turkey. Additionally, in my family, we like to support the turkey industry. You realize that nearly 400,000 people work in the turkey industry, with Minnesota and North Carolina leading the nation in turkey production. And because of the avian flu, the amount of turkey consumption has gone down by nearly 50% from 2022 to 2024, from $7.1 billion in revenue to about $3.9 billion in revenue. I want to prop up that industry in their time of need. I will be buying at least one turkey for my family this year. We actually usually do two. My wife does a delicious broiled turkey, and then we have the deep fried turkey. Point is, not only is turkey delicious and nutritious, don't listen to what they tell you about L-tryptophan. That is a myth. You don't fall asleep when you're eating turkey. If you do, it's because you ate too much, not because of the turkey itself. So that is a myth. Bring that turkey into your home, embrace it, enjoy it for dinner. It has to be on that plate.
Well, Mr. Kaplan, that is where you are incorrect, because we're going cold turkey on this Thanksgiving for no turkey at all. You don't have to have turkey. If you don't cook it perfectly, it can be very dry. It can be very unsatisfying for a lot of people. Plus, there's so many other protein options. We've got ham. You could make steak. You can make salmon. You may have somebody in your party who doesn't eat meat at all. Of course, you don't want to offend them. So, of course, you can have a Thanksgiving and not have turkey. Plus, everybody knows we put a lot of focus on the turkey, whether you have it or whether you don't have it. You don't need it because it is the side dishes that are the prince and the queen and the princess of Thanksgiving. That is what matters. I'm more concerned about how is your mac and cheese, how is your mashed potatoes, how are your sweet potatoes, your string beans, and of course the desserts. So of course you can plate an entire Thanksgiving meal and you don't need that cold turkey. How do we do?
I think you guys did pretty well. Very passionate speaking, very loud. My only feedback for the pro side would just be to kind of tie it back to the overall topic of Thanksgiving and kind of say Thanksgiving is completely based off tradition. We celebrate Thanksgiving to honor tradition, and turkey is a big part of that tradition. But other than that, I really liked it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So negative side, you did really well. The one thing is that since you're negative, you have an advantage to your opponent. So you can take his argument and critique it. So he said, what did he say? That Thanksgiving, that turkey is only eaten on Thanksgiving and it's a big tradition. Now you could take that and say, oh, we only ate it on Thanksgiving because it's not that good.
Oh.
Or yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I think we've decided this, Mike. No turkey on Thanksgiving, right?
Turkey all the way, baby.
I appreciate you guys. All right, we'll be right back.
Fox 30.
9:27, happy Thanksgiving. And do you see that? There's some sunshine peeking through the clouds. It's not that terrible out there today. It's not as windy as it was yesterday. Yes, it's cold. You might see a flurry, but the big story is what's on the way for Saturday. Looks like a doozy of a snowstorm. Do you realize last year, and I'm going to go from November 24 through March of 25, well, consider snow season. The biggest single-day snowstorm that we had was 2.9 inches on November 21st. I think we're going to beat that easily on Saturday. Today, no, we do actually have a few peaks of sunshine. You can see that here as we look off to the northwest of the city, and you see some patches where that sun is breaking through, and you're going to see that. Mostly cloudy at O'Hare, 29. It's still windy, but not as windy as yesterday. West-northwest at 15, so we've got a wind chill of 18. If you're going to spend any time outside, make sure you bundle up. Layers will help. 29 at Midway and Chicago Heights, 28 at Aurora. Woodstock and DeKalb with 27. It's 29 Valparaiso, and in Benton Harbor, right at the freezing mark. These are the current wind gusts, lots of 20s and a couple of 30 pluses, including Midway, Aurora, and Benton Harbor, all with a 31-mile-an-hour wind. So we're not seeing the 55 and 60-mile-an-hour winds of yesterday, but it's still blustery. So the wind chills, mainly in the mid to upper teens. That should hold pretty much throughout the day and tonight. It's a winter storm watch. Not in effect today, not in effect tomorrow. It's in effect technically for Saturday into Sunday morning. This will change. It's going to either be winter storm warning, could be parts of the area get a winter weather advisory. It is highly unlikely that this will just be gone with nothing in its place. So be ready for a snowstorm on Saturday. Let's take a look at our futurecast. Today, we're breaking up, getting a little bit of sunshine out there. Still can't rule out a flurry or two. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, we'll break out into a lot of sunshine mid-morning on. If you're watching the Bears game here on Fox 32, look out the window and you're going to see a lot of sunshine out there. Then tomorrow night, here comes the snow. It'll overspread the area late at night. Our model might be a little too soon getting it in here between 10 and 11, but whether it gets here at 11 o'clock or midnight or 1 a.m., it's going to snow all day and into the night on Saturday. Varying intensities, but travel's going to be very, very difficult here. Won't be super windy, but the accumulations, I expect widespread 6-inch plus totals before all is said and done. Mostly cloudy, blustery, and cold, a high of 32 today. Tonight, we'll drop it down in the mid-20s. 32 with sunshine tomorrow, and then here comes the snow calendar day, which starts at midnight on Saturday. Maybe a few snow showers Sunday morning, and then temperatures go into the deep freeze. Highs only in the 20s Monday and Tuesday. I expect to see some suburbs close to or maybe even a little bit below 0 Monday night and Tuesday night. Have a couple of lovely photos to share with you. How about this scene here? Now, this was not from today. Dave sent in this picture. That is a black-crowned night heron that he photographed in July of this past year. Those birds making a comeback. And this bird glad not to be a turkey. All right, thanks for that one, Dave. And our second photo this hour is a fantastic sky on fire. Wow, Greg O'Neill sent in that picture, and maybe did a little bit of a color management there, but regardless, I bet that sky was lit up. A gorgeous scene. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailor take warning. Yes, yes, exactly. You got it. Anthony and Natalie, back to you. Oh, man.
What would we do without you, Mike? That's not a wives' tale. What do you call that?
Yeah.
Like a
maritime.
A maritime.
Legend.
A maritime legend.
All right, 9:31. The Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade still rolling through the city.
Yes, we want to check back in with Gabby for another look. And we love visiting you out there, Gabby, because we get another little peek of the parade.
You know what? And it's so easy to brave the cold out here because it's so entertaining. Yes, we've already seen so many units come by. There's close to 100, more than 100 units / organizations that are participating in this Thanksgiving Day Parade. 91 years, can you believe it? And perfect timing, you guys, because the Jesse White tumblers are just coming by right now. And there's, I believe, Jesse White in the driver's seat right there, too. So let's talk about this. You know, the parade steps off here at Ida B. Wells and State Street. It goes all the way down to Randolph, and it's lively all the way way down to hundreds of thousands of spectators expected to be downtown, and I believe it because they're here as far as the eye can see. The parade includes performances from the country's top marching bands, live music, festive floats, acrobats, equestrians, culture performances, celebrity hosts, and of course those larger-than-life balloons. We saw JoJo from Jewel Osco coming by earlier. We just saw one dance group from East Chicago, Indiana, step off not too long ago. We talked to them live in the 8 o'clock hour. Here's what they said about the experience.
We've been established in 2014. We come from Lake County, Illinois, and not only do we drill, we also have, this is like more like a positive mentoring group and everything like that. This is our first time, and we always see this parade on the TV, so we're pretty excited, even though it is Thanksgiving Day, but we usually always give back and do stuff like this, so yeah.
Oh, and they were so excited, the drummers, the dancers there. They said that this was their first year. All right, and there's also a lot of culture, obviously, that you see here. We see another group, let's see, the Korean Performing Arts Institute of Chicago. We saw another Korean dance group not too long ago. People from Hawaii represented as well, Mexico, you name it, really bringing all the cultures together. So much fun, you guys. This will last until around 11 o'clock here on State Street. Wow, you must be really strong to carry that flag around as I'm looking at it and reacting with you guys. You know, there's going to be obviously some street closures that are going on because of the parade. State Street obviously shut down right now. So are some of the other cross streets. If you're traveling around downtown, just wait until about 1 o'clock. That's when things are going to open back up. But man, this is fun. And there's always loud cheers for the horse cleanup crew. We got to give them a hand as well. You hear all the cheers going by. It's so funny. All right, I'll toss back to you guys for now. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you,
Gabby.
So, I don't know if, because we saw the, before Gabby's footage started rolling, we saw the Dude Wipes float there, and strategically next to the horse cleanup crew.
Right.
Those are some
every corner of the community is touched in some way, Anthony, by the parade. All right.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will be back with more Good Day Chicago on this holiday in just a couple of moments. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm
Welcome back, 9:37. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Some people are choosing to save on their streaming services so that they can use that extra money toward gifts this holiday season.
Because it can be so expensive with all of those different apps. And so a lot of people are switching to Tubi, which is owned by Fox, our parent company. It's a free streaming service. It has a ton of movies and shows that you know and love.
Cynthia Clevenger, Tubi's Senior Vice President of Business to Business, was asked about holiday shopping habits and what you can find now on Tubi.
The Thanksgiving holiday week is a time for family, food, and of course football. Consumers are shopping smarter and streaming shows savvier than ever. Joining us is Cynthia Clevenger from Fox's free streaming service Tubi to talk about what's driving holiday habits and what viewers can look forward to on this Turkey Day. Cynthia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Cynthia, you know, one might think you all looked into shopping habits and you're with Tubi, so what does streaming have to do with shopping habits? But you looked into it. Let's start because people are coming up on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
What did your research find?
Big deals coming out this weekend, so people are looking to get that in wherever they wanted, wherever they can. At Tubi, we did a consumer research study and found that the first place that people are actually cutting from their budget in order to make room for some of those deals is subscription streaming services.
Bills keep going up.
The bills are going up. They're opting for free streaming, but they're not just pocketing that money. In fact, 80% of consumers say that they are willing to splurge if it means getting that perfect gift for someone that they love. So it's all about balancing their budgets this year.
Balancing the budget, and if those streaming service numbers keep going up, then you're going to cut back on that and get your loved one something specific that they really like, that you want them to have. Talk a little bit about where people are shopping these days, especially coming up on Black Friday here.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but my schedule is wild this month and next month. Family coming into town. I got my son's holiday program going on. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to find the time. And our study kind of validated that. People are multitasking more so than ever.
So they're not going out to the stores necessarily because you got to fight the crowds, find parking.
It's a lot about, yes, if you can get to the mall or the store, great, but if not, we're finding that increasingly people are doing it actually while they're at work or while they're at home watching TV. 60% of consumers admitted that they are secretly shopping online while they're in meetings at work.
I cannot believe this. While they're sitting in a meeting with the boss over there and you're on the phone or on your computer,
or you're toggling screens.
Wow, so that is a good time. Why? Is it just because they're finding the time in the middle of there, or the deals are coming up while they're at work?
I think it's both. You have to get it in where you can. If you're not doing it at work, we also found that an overwhelming majority of people, 70%, say that while they're streaming, they've got their phone right there and they're also making purchases.
So when they're watching, they're comfortable. At the very least here, you're sitting at home on the sofa and you're watching something on television, and you might say, oh, I wonder what that is. And you look that up, right? That's also another way of things. Things are going that way these days.
Purchases are increasingly inspired by what we're watching. So whether that's the latest blockbuster hit or some nostalgic content, the 90s are coming back. So says the Gen Alpha and Gen Z crowd.
Exactly,
so,
we're here.
It definitely can inspire what you want to buy, and also gives you time to do that multitasking, entertaining and shopping.
And shopping at the same time. It's the new way of doing things. Tubi is a service that it's been recognized for years. Although I keep getting more updates from my streaming companies, your bill's going up, it's going up. Tubi still is not charging for streaming.
We're 100% free, 100% free. We have over 300,000 free movies and TV shows, tons on demand, and we've got some incredible stuff coming this Thanksgiving weekend.
All right, when you have family in town, you're always looking for something great to watch. We have football coming up. Big games are happening. You'll be able to watch it on your local Fox affiliate or on Tubi as well.
That's right.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, Thursday is one of the most storied lineups in NFL history. It's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. They're playing in Detroit this year. You can watch it for free on Fox and, of course, streaming for free on Tubi. It is going to be an incredible game. Also, if you're not there for the football, also music fans might love the concert. They're having a halftime show with Jack White.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so that's, so for the folks, the NFL knows how to get you.
They do.
Even if you have someone that's really not into the football, you're going to come watching the game anyway because you want to see the performances of stars who are there for sure. And also, you all have like football-themed movies, and you brought back another favorite this year.
Yeah.
Sidelined 2. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Sidelined 2 is a movie that is premiering on Thanksgiving Day on Tubi. It's the sequel to Sideline, the QB and Me, which came out last year. Many people, it became a catchphrase, nice catch cheer, not my name quarterback, went viral. And so Sienna Agudon and Noah Beck, who is a prolific creator, are the stars of the movie. They're coming back, and this time they're in college. So it's a story about young love, finding yourself. And there is football.
And there's football involved in it. And of course, you know, when you're gathering around family on Thanksgiving, after you've eaten, sometimes you're looking for that really nice show to watch.
Yep.
This is that show. You know, and more importantly, Tubi, you have shows like that and kind of whatever you're looking for on the service as well, right?
Whatever you're looking for. It's all personalized viewing, so you can watch movies like Sideline. You can even watch your local Fox News.
Local Fox News, your station is right there. The game is going to be there as well. Anything else you want folks to know before we go as they get ready to gear up for Thanksgiving, shopping, and maybe just sitting down and streaming?
Yes, well, maybe don't tell your boss what you're doing at work, but...
You've already given me up.
Yeah, but also, you know, we love our fans. We love our community of followers. We're a home for people who enjoy movies and TV shows, and we do it all for free. So we're giving you a little bit of that balance in your budget this year.
Tubi has been one of those that you have these rabid fans that just love it because they just want to see what they'll discover next on the service.
That's right.
Yeah, Cynthia, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thanksgiving. Same to you as well. And thank you for joining us. Remember, you can watch the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. They're going to be playing on Tubi, on Fox 1, or right here on Fox as well.
There it is. Free is always good.
I know.
Right,
I love it.
Right?
Okay, so Jake has actually something you do have to pay to watch, but a lot of people had trouble tapping into it, Jake.
Exactly right. We're going to talk about how Netflix crashed last night with a new season of Stranger Things, and we're going to talk with the stars about my favorite decade ever, the 90s. Coming up next on Good Day Chicago.
Everyone in? Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
Triple Power.
Happy Thanksgiving, anybody? You got some trivia ready to go here?
We're nervous.
Yes.
You're nervous about this.
Yes.
Well, we have some Thanksgiving-related questions, and I would say that none of them has anything to do with pilgrims.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I'm
these
actually
are
relieved about that.
And these are all multiple-choice
Why did I
questions.
spend all of last night reading my Pilgrim book?
I don't know why. You should not have done that.
Okay.
All right, question number one, and we got football is a big part of Thanksgiving. Which NFL team has never played on Thanksgiving? Here are your choices: Bengals, Jaguars, Texans, or Bucks. Jake Hamilton with his hand raised. What do you like?
It's the Jags.
He's going with the Jaguars. Anthony?
He sounds so confident that I'm going to say Jags as well.
And just to be different, I'll go with the Bengals.
It is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thank you, Jake.
Well
You get
played
full
there.
credit.
All right, here's another football-related question. We're going to the
All right.
college ranks. What is the Egg Bowl? Is it A, a dish for deviled eggs, B, a bowling alley, C, the Ole Miss Mississippi State rivalry, or D, a bowl made from eggs?
Well, I'm going to go with C on this one.
Yeah, just by nature of how you set up the question, I feel like I'm going to go with
Threw you a
C.
softball there.
Yeah, I'm a conformist. I'm going with C.
This dates back to the early 1900s. They had a golden egg as the award to the team that won that, so that's why it's called the Egg Bowl. When did Snoopy make his first appearance in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade? Was it 1968, 1955, 1978, or 1991? Natalie Bomke, what's your pick?
I'm going to go with, I'm torn between 1968 and 1978. So I'll go with 78.
I'm going to go with 78. Jake?
To be different, I'll say 68.
I'm going to go with 68 as well.
That is the year I was 7, and that is correct. 1968. Well done. Which U.S. president made Thanksgiving a national holiday? Was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Herbert Hoover, George Washington, or Abraham Lincoln? Natalie?
Gosh darn
Natalie?
it. I heard you. It's my
Natalie.
time.
I'm emphasizing Natalie. Natalie.
Abraham Lincoln?
All right. And Jake?
Was it really?
I don't remember that bit of history.
I was going to say Hoover.
You're going to go with
I'm
Herbert
going
Hoover.
Lincoln.
It is Abraham Lincoln. There we go. Yes, I figured
Who
you had
also
to.
wrote, who also wrote over.
And Daniel Day-Lewis didn't say a thing about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
Also wrote over on the Mayflower, Abe Lincoln. It was
Which
commercial
founding
break.
father thought turkeys were birds of courage? Was it Thomas Jefferson, man with the biggest signature on the Declaration of Independence, John Hancock, second President John Adams, or your $100 bill face, Ben Franklin? Who thought turkeys were birds of courage? Anthony.
I'm going to go with Thomas Jefferson.
All right. And Jake?
Sounds like something old Benny Frank would say.
I'm going to go with John Adams.
It is Ben Franklin. He thought that turkeys should be the national bird instead of bald eagle because of their courage.
Wow.
How long can a frozen turkey be kept before it becomes, shall we say, suspect? Is it 3 months, 2 years, 1 month, or, as Buzz Lightyear and company would say, infinity and beyond?
How much salt is this injected with? The one we're
Natalie,
talking
what's
about.
your pick there?
1
How
month.
long? 1 month?
I mean, I think that
This
alone
is a frozen
kind of
turkey. Frozen turkey, Jake.
Frozen.
Frozen.
3 months.
3 months.
I'm going to say 1 month. You got to, just give up.
Anthony?
I'm going to go with my instinct on this.
Which is?
A.
It is
3 months.
2 years.
Whoa!
It's frozen. It's frozen. It'll be wonderful in 2027.
Wow.
Which sport can you earn a turkey?
Oh, I know.
Go ahead.
Oh, I got bowling.
It's bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Three strikes in a row.
We're going to
You knew
flip
that,
that
too.
over.
I did it. I'm losing
3
every...
strikes in a row.
I
You
know.
know
5
Abraham
strikes
Lincoln.
I feel very
5 strikes in a row?
demoralized.
I don't know.
I think that's an eagle. Wait, no.
You
Sorry.
can't ask
I
that
thought it was an
question. You
eagle.
don't know the answer.
Now I got confused. I think it's an
That's
eagle.
why he has the
That's 2
microphone.
under par.
Okay.
All right. How many towns in the U.S. are named Turkey? Is it A, none, B, 150, C, 1,000, or D, 4? I will tell you, I only know of one, which is not one of the correct answers, but A is not correct. So
Okay.
pick one of the other.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
That is
4.
correct.
Yeah.
I know Turkey, North Carolina, because it used to be my old viewing area. And our final question is this: which state grows the most pumpkins? Is
Illinois.
Illinois!
Is it Delaware, Nebraska, Illinois, or California?
We'll just call it
Your
that's fresh in
final
our mind.
answer, Illinois. For the win.
not do too bad.
Okay, all right.
You guys were paying attention in
thank you,
pumpkin
sir.
school. Well done there. Fantastic job on the trivia. I'm proud of all three of you.
Some more than others?
Well, you're pulling the Jaguars first out of the game.
That was
Well
nice.
done.
Jake, that is impressive.
All right. That's all we've got time for in our
We got
trivia
Stranger
question.
Things,
What have you got
all
coming
things
up, Jake?
Stranger Things coming up.
Stranger Things coming up
Yep.
on Good Day Chicago. We don't want to go anywhere. It's coming up. It's great.
Is there trivia involved?
Sure.
Fox 30. He knows where we are.
Watch out!
Boom.
Time's up.
We gotta go.
Do it.
Oh my God! It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We're not gonna make it. I got it.
All right, it is an absolutely wild time for Stranger Things fans. It is finally returned for its 5th and final season. The stakes could not be higher, and Jake got the chance to sit down with the stars.
That's right. You know, a lot of people love this show, particularly people, I think, that remember the 80s, because the show takes place in the 80s, and the show really dives into 80s pop culture. The kids grow up going to movies, listening to songs set in the 80s. And listen, I have not seen the entire they haven't, even the cast says they haven't seen the last episode.
Okay.
So we don't know who's going to live and who's going to die, but some of the cast will live. And we'll get through the 80s, and we'll get into a little decade I like to call the 90s.
Yes.
So whenever I spoke with the stars, I wanted to know what aspects of the 90s do they think their character might really enjoy.
Obviously, I have not seen the finale, so I don't know who lives and who dies, but I'm going to ask this question. Let's just assume everyone in this room lives.
Okay.
Cool. Because pop culture is such a big part of this show, and we've seen different movies and TV shows and songs that different characters have reacted to, what is something in pop culture that's going to happen in the 90s that you know your character is going to lose over?
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Or
Oh
hearing?
man.
Wow, that's an amazing. Wait, that's an amazing question.
That's really good.
The Abyss.
That's 80s, I think.
Oh, is it? Is
That's
it the
late
80s?
Because then,
you're right.
the first thing he did was T2. Yeah.
You're right. Oh, then maybe T2. I think Terminator 2 would blow I think the whole group's mind.
Like car phones.
Oh, the phone.
I feel like
technology.
my character would be like blown away.
Yeah, it's a great answer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a simple thing that.
I think of like musicians.
I feel
Maybe like Fiona Apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nirvana.
Yeah. But Fiona Apple for Max specifically.
Were the Dixie Chicks the 90s?
Oh, yeah. Big
Yeah,
time.
right? The Dixie Chicks is my choice.
Great choice.
Thank you.
Pokemon
What
cards.
about you, Keelan?
I think that the guys would Pokemon.
Nah, that's real. Pokemon is good.
We'll see which one of them lived to see Pokemon cards. Stranger Things streaming now. Wow.
That's a tease.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.
Look how beautiful that shot is.